listening to BL in the Air. My name is Chy.
And I'm Alex.
And we have two special guests today that are going to help us talk about a topic that we have been absolutely dying to talk about. Our first guest, you have heard before. It's Sydney.
Hello.
You want to say hi and reintroduce yourself and...
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sydney. I was on, God, what number episode? Couldn't tell you, but it was the SOTUS episode long ago.
Yeah, season 1.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
It has been. Glad to be back.
And then we have another guest as well. This is her first time on the podcast. If you want to introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, I'm excited. Hi, I'm Emily or Shay. You can call me either one, and I respond to them both. And this is a show that I've been obsessed with for years and years. And when Alex said, "All right, I'm gonna do it," I was like, "Okay, you gotta bring me in. I've been here the longest. You gotta bring me in." So,
do you want to tell us?
Was made.
You want to spoil what show we're gonna talk about today?
Oh no, I'll let you do the honors.
Well,
No, I'm not gonna take that from you.
I mean, I think you deserve it more than any of us, but...
Honestly.
Okay, I mean, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about the Untamed today, or Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm so hyped.
Finally.
Yes. But before we get into that, we are going to do how we start every episode. We call it What's in the Air. It's basically just like a little catch-up of like really quick, like, what are you watching right now? What are you reading right now? Like, you know, like keep us updated. So, I guess, Alex, you're probably watching a lot. If you want to give us like a little rundown.
I'm watching like far too much right now. I think right now my favorite though is the long-awaited revamped, which is the Boone and Prem.
Yes.
So I have not watched the most recent episode, which will happen after we're done recording. I don't care how late this goes. It's a little goofier than I thought it would be, but it's not campy as every other vampire BL has been so far.
That was my question, because I feel like all the vamp shows are like super campy, and I'm just like, I want like a dark vamp show, but
so
you know.
So I think it balances both really well so far. I mean, I've only seen 2 episodes, right? But it's because like Barcode is in it, and honestly, so impressed with his character. Like I was like, oh, okay, because
Barcode.
I think that was.
I know that Barcode can act
Yeah.
dark because of My Dead Best Friend or My Dead Friend Forever.
Dead Friend Forever, yeah.
And he's so good in that.
So,
oh my god, he acts his ass off in that.
Yeah, because I think he replaced Boss. I think Boss was supposed to be his character, and so everyone was like, oh no, we lost Boss, which is sad. But honestly, I think a Barcode's a better fit. So
That's fair. I would love to see Vampire Boss, because I feel like that would suit him so well. But
you can watch him in the trailer.
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
Like 5 seconds that he's in.
I'm here for Barcode too, though.
Yeah.
I haven't started because I'm like so over watching shows while they're airing.
It's stress.
So
I will
true.
say. I'm watching so many that are airing right now, because I'm watching that. I'm watching My Bias is Showing. I'm watching the Japanese Love Sea. Doctor's Mind, My Magic Property, Desire.
Emily and I both are
like I'm watching so many that are airing.
There's
but
a Japanese version of
favorite.
Love Sea?
Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
When did that happen? What?
Yeah, we're like
Love Sea just finished.
Yeah, so
literally.
I think we're 5 episodes in. It's 12 episodes.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I want to be here.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I will not share my thoughts on Love Sea. I'm gonna be nice today. I wasn't a big fan of the Thai version.
Yeah.
And also not a big fan of this one.
I love that you're watching it anyway.
Yeah. I had to see. I had to test it out, before I judge. I was like, maybe, because it is 12 episodes at least, but it's still like, it's half-hour episodes, so it's half the length of the other one. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Shia, what are you watching? What's in the air with you?
I I've been so busy with work. I say this every week, but
You had months off.
okay, I've watched a couple shows, but I know we're gonna talk about them this season, so I don't want to talk about them now, basically.
Yeah.
So, I I will talk about. I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
Love that.
Season, was it 14?
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, it's the season with like Willow Pill and Bosco, whoever. So, so yeah, I'm like halfway through that kind of. I'm like watching all the seasons like chronologically, only like the U.S. ones, but I've been watching like Drag Race and All Stars. So it's like as they aired. So yeah, I'm like almost caught up to present day. So that's fun. I definitely have some other like actual BL shows that I am planning to start. I was gonna start one like last night. Except so my work schedule changed and now I'm working till midnight most nights. So yeah, I know. So I'm like there are so many times where I'm like, I want to start a show, but then I know I'll be up to like 2 a.m. and then I'm just like, and then I'm like, I'll watch it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and I'm like, shit, I have chores and errands to run. So yeah, I will say, I do plan to watch Memoir of Rati.
Yes.
I think that just finished airing, or it will this week.
I think it finished yesterday.
Okay.
Not to date
that
this
one,
or anything, but
yeah, that one I have been dying to watch. I just didn't want to watch it while it was airing because I loved Wandy Good Day, and it's the same lead couple from that. And it seems more like period piece. Like I think it's like the 1920s or something.
yeah.
So yeah. So I'm like, I am probably gonna start that one next, to be honest. So yeah.
Looks really good.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. So yeah. Emily, how about you? What are you watching, reading? What are you up to?
I feel like in the same vein as RuPaul's Drag Race, I have a BL version, like what's in the air. But I feel like in the same vein as RuPaul's Drag Race, I've been watching Project Runway. And if you want to feel like you're watching RuPaul's Drag Race, just go watch this season of Project Runway because they got Utica from RuPaul's Drag Race on, and she's killing right now. I'm very proud of her. But also the whole time I'm like, for the love of, like, it's so catty. It's like this season is not the original like Project Runway. However, I also can see that like they're not being as abused as they were on like early seasons of Project Runway. But if you want some more cattiness, just go watch Project Runway.
Okay, good to know. Because yeah, Utica was like fashion, like.
Oh, she's killing it on this. She's in the top like every week. She's doing fine. Yeah.
Awesome.
Real name is Ethan, and he and she are doing great. They're killing it.
Nice.
I feel like they're gonna make top 3, and that will make me happy. As of now, we're in final 5, so
okay.
Hope and prayer that she makes it. And then I actually went to a bookstore today. Well, Alex and I went to a bookstore today, and I got a book called Lullaby of the Dawn, and I'm showing it on camera. But I'm excited about it. It's really cute. It's a BL, and they're kind of adorable. And you know, I love me a white-haired protagonist, which is not good for my health. But you know, it's fine. It's fine.
It looks pretty.
It looks really. That's really why I bought it. Was I saw the art because it's sealed because it's a BL, so it's sealed.
That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I love the art, and I read the back, and I was like, I'll probably like this.
Sydney, what are you doing?
Well, Chy kind of stole mine because mine's also Drag Race. Last weekend we started watching season 14 together, and I haven't watched Drag Race in multiple years. And I really only watched like one season of All Stars for whatever reason. So yeah, we started watching it, and I became obsessed, of course. So then I finished season 14 within like a few days, like well before Chy has. Absolutely
like
loved
days.
it. Yeah, I finished it really quickly. So yeah, now I'm going back. I am watching season 7 right now because I really, really love Trixie, Mattel, and Katya. And so I'm like watching that season because like I watched their All-Star season, but I didn't watch the original season. So now I'm trying to like go backwards and watch them through. So that's my main one. And then I'm currently reading book number 2 of the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. And I'm trying to get through that. So getting through all the books has been interesting and difficult.
They're long.
The first one.
Yeah, it just I don't know.
I'll show my big books later, but I have them here.
Yeah, I have Shy's copies like pretty close to me as well. So yeah, I've been like going through those. But I don't know. I think because I just finished watching it, it's a little bit harder to like read because it's very similar. And so it's like maybe I need to give
I've
it like a
seen
little
this
bit of
already.
time. Yeah, I think I need to give it a little bit of time before I like go through the whole series, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm glad you're reading them at least.
Yeah, like it's different to read them versus watch it. It's definitely
For
two
sure.
different things.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I guess that's a good segue into
Yeah.
our topic today, which we talked about. The Untamed, or MDZS, or there's so many different translations. So, I know, I remember I was like trying to find it on Viki, and I was like, I know it's on Viki, and I like typed in a bunch of names, and I was like, aw, stupid me, I didn't type in the founders of Diabolism, like,
Oh yeah,
Like-
that one. Yeah.
that's another title, so, like,
There are
wow.
literally like 6 different titles.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So
I
the funny
usually-
thing about this series is that it used to be on YouTube for free. That's how I watched it. It was
That's
on
like-
YouTube for free for years. And then it became a Netflix exclusive. But for me, I had it free for years. Like, I had it saved, and then all of them got region locked, and you couldn't watch them anymore. And then they got unregion locked, and then they came back. But they were free on, and the translations on those were better because they were technically Fran translated than the Netflix one. So for me, I was always watching the YouTube ones, and then they took them off. Like, recently I noticed, I was like, oh, this playlist that I have saved is gone. So, I mean, that tells you how long I've been in this series.
Yeah, I guess we could, like, talk about our history with the series, because we kind of mentioned Emily's watched it, or was familiar with it, like, the longest ago.
Yeah. I was a part of the series before the, any official, like, when fan translations were first starting to come out, of the original. So I started the show, the live action show, right after it finished airing. So right after, so when was that? What, 2019?
Yeah, it
Yeah, so,
aired
like-
June to August 2019.
So I think in December I started watching it. And I binged it in like 2 days or 3 days or however long it took me. I don't remember.
So the week came out from the end of June to...
That's,
One.
Yeah.
No, there's no
One.
way. No.
it must be
One.
wrong. It must be wrong.
Okay.
right
No,
there.
because it ended on because I remember this because my friend was obsessed with it at the time, and it was 1 episode a week, and it was they then had a mid-season break at episode 33, which is when you go back to the real world.
Okay.
They had a huge like what 2-month 3-month long break, and then they aired the rest of it, and everybody was like, "Are you kidding me?" I remember that. That was
Yeah.
drama.
Okay.
It says it aired
Oof.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I don't know if this is just my drama list.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Oh yeah, that I don't know. From what I remember, it was once a week or maybe 2 a week. But I remember that mid-season break. I remember that because I remember the
that's
fandom
tough.
like freaking out. I remember the fandom freaking out, and then people being like, "If you finished it," so like me who finished it, who watched it in December, they were like, "You don't know how lucky you have it." I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." But at the time, the animated version of it was just starting to come out. And the animated version was great. I loved it, but they only had 1 season, and at the time there was no talk of a season 2. They weren't going to have anything. So for me, it ended up being this sort of like, okay, well, let's just see what we can find. So there was a lot of fan fiction and a lot of fans who loved it, and this was pre-fan ban, but this is before the fan fiction, which we'll get into in a minute. I feel like, but there was also there was nobody talking about it on TikTok. There was nobody on Etsy. There was none of that. It didn't have any traction at the time. And I was the only one who really knew about it. And in 2021, 2022, around that time, I got my best friend into it. And her and I kind of decided that we were like, this is our show. This is like, this is what connects us. This is our show. So in that way, I became even more obsessed with it, you know. Besides the fact that I had already seen it and that I was already a fan, then I got to make someone that I loved even more of a fan. And that's when I found officially the unofficial fan translated version, the first edition one of it. Because at the time, there were no fan translations, really, in English. Because the show wasn't popular enough. So until 2021, there really weren't any fan translations. So now, because there are official books now. However, at the time, here are my unofficial books. They are 3 and they're the size of my head and they weigh as much as my arm. So they're probably about 5 pounds, but they are this together is probably about 6 pounds. But they are each like, it's all fan made, fan translated, everything was fan made because we just didn't have, there was no Barnes Noble pre-order. We didn't even know if like we were going to get any of that. So for the longest time, there was just nothing. And then I feel like COVID, all of a sudden you started seeing a wave. And I kind of also put it on Heaven's Official Blessing, becoming as popular as it is now and as popular as it became on Netflix, where everybody was watching that and then they were like, well, this show is by the same author. And then I think it kind of spiraled from there. But like to find Untamed merch was just unheard of. You couldn't find it. You couldn't see it.
Yeah. Like in the U.S.
and
specifically.
There was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing. And then for me, who became such a fan of it that I used one of Wei Ying's quotes as my graduation quote, I also have a Untamed tattoo that is Wei Ying's tassel that is on my arm.
I love it.
And I'm showing to the camera. Yeah. It's his tassel. That was my first tattoo. It was like, that's how much I loved this series and how much he, specifically Wei Ying, meant to me and all of that. So yeah, I've been a fan I've been in the thick of it. I've been in the thick of it, and I feel like the eldest, despite me being, I think, the youngest on this call.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed it, you know, because like
it went under the radar. It really did.
Because I feel like
it's the biggest series in China.
Yeah, and I am pretty new to like, I think this is the first Chinese show I've ever watched, so I'm pretty new to like, even though I've been watching like Thai media for like since I was like 15 and like Korean media since then.
For a lot of people, it was their first like gateway, and that's kind of, and people have spoken about that for years, where it's like this show kind of like reintroduced Chinese media to the Western culture, which is very odd for it being as censored as it is, which I'm sure we'll talk about, but that's definitely like part of it.
Yeah, because I think then I watched it next. Next, I mean, like, I don't know.
In order.
A year ago, or I don't even know.
Oh my god!
Still pretty recent.
Y'all are babies!
Yeah.
Y'all are babies!
I know. I don't, like, and
you
I
don't
don't know how
pain.
I missed it, because I feel like I'm big on, like, gay media. Especially, like, you know.
Censorship.
Yeah, that's true.
There was nothing on it. There was no media, there was no social media, there was nothing. The fandom kept itself very contained.
Yeah, it must have, because I was like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I go out of my way to
We didn't want to bother anybody,
stuff,
and we
so.
didn't want to draw attention to ourselves. For reasons that we'll talk about. That I'll talk about.
And then I think I just started, like, I don't know, I, like, heard about it here and there, and then I heard people being just like, it's life-changing and stuff, like, probably on TikTok mostly. And then I was like, okay, like, I'll watch it. Like, I've heard everyone loves it. I heard it's amazing. And then I loved it, and it was amazing, and it was life-changing, so. And then I forced, I think, Sydney to watch it next. And Alex. You guys kind of watched it around the same time.
Yeah. I think I started it first, because I started it, like, last summer, and then we watched, like, 15 or so episodes, and then I had to go back to school, and then I just got busy. And then we went back and, like, finished it this past summer. So, I think I was the next one.
Time that you guys were doing that, I watched the first 8 episodes. And then I did not connect with it for a long time. It took me quite a few episodes. So because I didn't get into it with the first 8 and with all the podcast stuff, I was like, I have other things I need to watch. And I just kind of like forgot about it. And then I think it was just over the summer just now. I started over. And I was like, fine, I'll watch it again. And I started from the first episode and then binged it. It was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched...
If you're in our Discord, you can see the chaos of Alex getting through the series.
Shout out. Like, at first Alex was like, I'm really struggling to get through this, but I'm like doing it for you guys.
I'm gonna do it. It was very much I'm doing it for you, and then halfway through it was like I saw it click, and it was like there it is.
I just knew at a certain point you would love it.
You get there.
Yeah, you get there eventually, but it is. I mean, it definitely starts confusing as all hell. I do not know.
Which is why the structure of the book is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have kind of mixed feelings on that, because the show, like, I do think that it works better.
They both make sense for different reasons.
Yeah, for, like, their own, like, media and stuff. Because, like, the show, it's definitely, like, I like that you kind of see this, like,
you experience it all at once. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see it in structure, but also... if you don't see it compared to the present, you get a little confused because you're like, why is this important again? Oh, like you don't have that flashback moment.
Yeah.
Like during the statue in the first episode, like you don't know why that's important. And then when you see it later, you kind of forget because it's like 30 episodes later when you see it again and you're like, oh yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah. But yeah, then I was like reading the book and I was like, oh, I like how it goes back and forth. But then I hit a point where it's like, okay, it's a little bit less like dramatic, like the big climax in the middle.
It doesn't hit as hard. Yeah.
It doesn't hit as hard. So yeah, I there are like pros and cons to both of the structures.
Well, and then the other thing is that the thing that I like about the show is I always tell people after you're done, go back and watch the first 2 episodes again. Because they feel so different and they mean something different after, and you get emotional watching the first episode when if you look back, like when you were first watching it, you're like, who the hell is this? Why do I don't care about the, like, whatever. Like, you don't care about these. And then as soon as you're done and you go back and watch it, you're like, oh my god, that hurts so much. Like, you feel so different. It feels so different. So I always tell people that. You recommended people go back and watch it after the flashback, but I'm like, don't do that because there's a spoiler in the opening.
But you won't notice.
Don't do that.
You legit won't notice.
You won't notice, but I feel like I'm the person who sees everything, and also he was my favorite, so I would have noticed. But for a lot of people, I was like, don't do it. I say watch it after.
Yeah, I didn't notice shit because I'm dumb as hell. So that's what Chy and I did. We went back.
I went because he's my favorite. For me, I was like, I saw that, but I went back and watched it after because I went back and rewatched it. Yeah. But I think it's weird.
Because when you go back to present, they just like plop you right in there, and it's
they throw you in. They're like, hey, remember this? Go.
And I was like, they give you some of the
names again, but that's it.
Yeah.
They literally say, hey, here's this person's name. All right, hope you remember. See you later. Like.
Yep.
That was definitely the thing I struggled with, I think, the most was who was who and who was related to who. And I think that's part of why it took me so long to, like, care about some of these characters. Because I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Sure.
Who are you?
Well, and it's because that's Korean, not Korean. Chinese names is... Everybody has 3 names.
Yeah.
Right.
And that becomes really confusing. And then you have titles, which become even more confusing. Yeah. And then you have nicknames, which become even more confusing. It's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I definitely, like, I feel like it, once you're, like, I don't know. That is definitely...
through is when I started to get it.
Yeah, me too. And I use, like, I have this, like, cheat sheet pulled up with, like, all their faces and names and titles, and, like, that was my lifeline watching the first, like, 20 episodes.
Yes. No, all 50 episodes. I was, like, constantly coming back to the Discord server where we have everything pinned, so I could be like, who is this?
Yeah, luckily I watched
when you sent that in the Discord, I was like, this is so useful. I wish I had this when I was watching. Like, I straight up was like, I wish I had this, because we didn't even have who everybody was. So when I first watched it, I was like, are Lan Wangji and Lan Zhan the same person?
Yeah. In the
well, because it was so early, we didn't even have that. So I was like, who? We just didn't have any of that. So for me, I felt like a crazy person for so long.
Yeah, luckily I had Chy sitting next to me pretty much the entire time, so
you
I
had
could just
help,
be like,
yeah.
"Who the hell was that?"
That's what I had to.
Thank God.
When I was watching it with my friend, we had nicknames for every single character because we didn't, because she couldn't remember the names, and I was still kind of getting used to the names. Even then, when I was watching years later, it still took me, and I was like, "Oh no, this is Small Boy." Like we had names for everybody. Shizui was Small Boy, baby. We had names for everybody.
I called Shu Young Rat Boy a lot because we're always like he's like a little rat, you know.
Because he is a rat.
Yeah.
He is a rat.
And he
He's
just
a
comes
lovable
up
rat.
like he comes in every like 20 episodes. So by the time he comes
He's
back,
like, "Hey."
you've forgotten who he
Hey.
is.
You're like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
I love that even Wei Yang was sick of his shit at one point. He was like, what the fuck are you doing here, man?
Yeah.
I love that whole scene where he's just like, go home. He's so tired of his ass. He's just like, don't go home.
Yeah.
I got other shit I need to focus on, dude. Like, he's like, I've got other shit I need to do. Please go home.
It's bad when you are annoying Wei Ying, who's one of the most annoying.
Because Wei Yang is like the most annoying character ever. And if he's annoyed by your presence, or if he's pissed off, you know you fucked up. Because his tolerance is crazy.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I just want to say, Wei Yang, my favorite character of all time that I've ever seen in my life.
There's a reason I have a tattoo of him.
Yeah. Xiaozhan was born to play him, like... All of it, him and, like, Wang Yibo, I think were both, like, born
Him
to play these
winning
characters.
winning, both of them winning the Chinese equivalent of an Oscar that year was so deserved. I've never watched a Chinese stream like that, and I was like, give me the Oscars, give me the Chinese, I don't know what they're called, the equivalent, but I was like, I'm watching this just to make sure that he fucking wins. Like, I was like, he better win or I'm gonna riot. Like, just like everybody in the comments was like, he acts his ass off in that series. You can judge it for the low budget and the terrible SFX, which I will be judging it for all you want. As an SFX artist, the blood, the red Sharpie, there's, oh boy, it hurts. But I can't deny that everybody in that series is just acting their ass off, and Zhao San is just acting his ass off.
Yeah, and I saw that recently the actor who plays Zhang Cheng, I don't know his real name, but I saw he did like a live or something where he was like, and it was on like the Untamed anniversary, and he was like, oh yeah, it's my sixth anniversary like acting debut, and I was like, oh shit, this was his first
he
show
debuted in that
ever
series.
Done.
Yeah, that was a lot of those actors. It's a lot of those actors. All I think like half the actors, it was their first time acting in a series.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zhao San had a few other acting credits, but he'd never had a lead. Yeah. Never like this. Like, none of them had ever acted in this capacity before, and they just shined. You could tell the producers and the casting directors were like, we know we don't have a budget, but we're going to get the best actors, so we're going to do it in the best way that we can.
Yes. I love that. I always say it's, like, equal parts, like, the most beautiful scenery you'll ever seen, and then the worst, like, CGI you'll ever seen as well. And it's, like, I love the duality, man. It's, like, so good.
Dude, the red, whenever somebody's getting choked, and you just see the red Crayola marker across their neck, and every time I see, like, that final scene when they're in the Jingxi, or, like, whatever, right before that big confrontation, and he's holding his neck, and he's like, don't do it, and you have this, like, really emotional moment where Lanzan, like, seals his powers, and all I'm looking at is that fucking red marker. I'm like, it's just a red marker. I can't justify, it's just red marker. I can't justify it. Like, the whole time I'm like, it's not even real.
I love the scenes where it's, like, raining, and they're, like, wet, and then, like, it'll do a cut, and it's still raining, and they're still outside, but now they're dry.
But they're not as wet? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called a continuity error, everyone.
Yeah. It's easy to overlook because I think the story is so strong, and the actors are so good, and, like, all of that, I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, you're, like...
You can take a step back from it and go, I can overlook it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking scene...
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So the mask.
The mask that doesn't hide anything.
Bullshit
The
going
mask
on.
that doesn't hide anything.
It's so bad. Like, I get the purpose of having a mask because you don't want to hire a whole nother actor to play your main character, but they couldn't have found a better fucking mask. Like,
like anything else would have been better.
his eyes.
Yeah, it is so, like, Clark Kent, like, just,
It's
like,
very, yeah.
and then it's like, who is that?
My nickname is Hat Girl, right? Because not on the podcast, but, like, I am always in a hat, right?
You were in a hat today.
I was in a hat earlier today. Because I'm always in a hat. I was actually in Noel's
Alex
hat.
and I live near each other, for context. Yeah. Alex and I live near each other.
Yeah. And, so 4 years in school, in college, with a hat on. I take my hat off for one day, and one of the people that has known me for over 4 years introduced himself to me. Right? So
that's kind of awesome, though.
But so it's one of those, like, all I did was take my hat off. Like, nothing else changed about me.
So fair. You're like Perry the Platypus.
Yeah, so it's one of those, I'm like, as much as I knock the Clark Kent Superman nonsense, it's so real, to be perfectly honest. People are oblivious.
And in all fairness, too, everyone does know it's him. So yeah. I guess it doesn't...
They don't buy it anyway. For a second.
No.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, it's also his mannerisms. It's the rest of his body is the same. Like, you can't... Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing about that is, like, in the show they just didn't want to have a new actor, which I'm like, I get it, because there's no one that can act as well as him. There's no one that can play Wei Ying as well as him, and I stand by that decision. But I've seen people make the argument that's like, he has a mole on his cheek. They tried to change his face. I'm like, no, that's bullshit. Like, no, that's not. No, that's not changing anyone's face. That's not putting on a prosthetic. That's not changing anybody's face. Like, no. So the mask was a poor choice. I feel like they could have picked a different mask, and that would have been like, okay, I can see why people didn't recognize him, but otherwise it was like,
you have to suspend a lot of belief for that.
Yeah.
Just from actual experience of it, but
people are stupid.
Yeah,
is that what you're
people
saying?
are stupid.
It's just they don't pay, like, that much attention.
Yeah, if you're not paying attention, yeah.
Right, like, they don't...
And it's like,
but I mean, I feel
later.
like with how big of a figure Wei Ying was,
I mean,
feel like everybody knew him.
But, I mean, it's kind of the same as, like, if you look at, like, celebrities, the moment they take, like, any kind of makeup off, people don't recognize them either.
Sunglasses and a hat, yeah.
Zoe Deschanel without bangs.
Yeah, like, who's
know.
that?
Yeah. True. Sunglasses and sunglasses and a hat. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Korean route of you just put a black hat on and all of a sudden no one knows who you are when you're running around.
Or a
doing
mask.
Stuff.
Yeah. I guess we can accept it, but the specific mask that they use is just ugly as fuck, and I like.
It just doesn't. It also doesn't fit his face. It literally falls. You can see it fall off him in a scene.
I feel bad that he had to, like, act in scenes with it. It's that ugly.
I mean, it's not. Yeah. Yeah.
I
don't mind the design of it. I just don't like how big it was, like how thick it was. I feel like it should have been thinner.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the design of it. I feel like it should have been thinner though, and maybe
it should have been like a masquerade.
To, like, his lip. Yeah. Or maybe like to his lip or something, or maybe cover like half of his face. But I still like the outer design of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it should have been something a little more concealing.
The Phantom of the Opera route would have been good.
I would love oh my god, somebody draw that. Somebody draw that and send that to me.
We need all these musical theater,
fan art
crossovers.
Yeah.
Somebody make a Hamilton. Somebody make a Hadestown. Somebody make a Dear Evan Hansen. Give me all of it.
So yeah, that's my main thing about the present day. And you don't know, like, what the fuck's going on, but it's okay.
It's
because, like, 2.5 episodes
until you go back
to 16 years ago, and they're at, like, Cloud Recess, and, like, I love, like, this era is so nostalgic because, like, everyone here is so happy and baby and, like, silly, and then, like, later when you think back on it, you're like, oh my god, these poor
and then when you go back and watch it for a second time, it's just depressing. Yes. It's just depressing the whole time because you're like, they were so young. You're just crying. You're like, oh my god. It's so sad.
Yeah. I do love, like, one of my favorite parts of the show is, like, first of all, Wenning. I love him. And I love Wenching.
He's such a baby.
I know. And I love their
what
early,
a little
like,
angel.
friendship.
My baby is not on here. Ni Huaisang is not in this goddamn list. Where
Did I
is my
not-
husband?
I'm sorry.
He is not in here. They share porn together. They
Cinnamon
I
roll?
love
That's
them.
my cinnamon
They're-
roll, right?
Yes.
Your cinnamon
That is the
roll.
boy. He is a cinnamon roll, but I love him. I love him for many different reasons, but also I am him where I like always carry a fan. I am that like old lady who always carries a fan on me.
I need
because I just
to.
sweat all the time. I'm always hot, so I'm like if I just always have a fan on me. So I feel like I am him. And you could tell that like and I feel like it wasn't as talked about in the series. They kind of referenced it a little bit, but also Ni Huaisang and Wei Ying's friendship is a lot deeper than they show in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really care about each other in a very friendly, they understand each other kind of way, because Ni Huaisang clocks really quickly that Wei Ying has a lot of things that he doesn't say.
Yeah.
And Huaisang sees everything. It's very like you don't think he does, but he sees everything, and that becomes very apparent later. But he sees everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I love him, because I am like that as well, where I'm like, I'm also that person who's like, I don't know what's happening, and yet I somehow know everything, and I'm like, I didn't ask to know anything, I just work here. I just work here.
Yeah, they definitely do a good job setting him up as like someone you would
You trust.
underestimate. Like
Yeah.
someone who you would trust but you wouldn't see as like threatening or
Yeah.
anything. So like
Even in the
you know,
books. Yeah.
Yeah. So he like this whole era I'm like, yeah, he's just like he's like the
He's-
goofy friend. He's the one who's
He's
just
a fun
like,
guy.
Yeah, he's like not really like
Let's go get drunk.
gifted.
Like, yeah.
But he's like he's a good friend and he's fun and sweet, so
The fan theory, or like the fan want that everybody wanted, was for his fans to have blades. So I don't know if anybody's ever played Mortal Kombat, but not Katana with her. Oh no, not Katana. Jade with her. Oh no, not Jade. Oh my God,
is it Melina?
I'm forgetting her name. No, it's not Melina. I think it is Katana. It's not, because Melina is the one that has the mouth and like she's one of those creatures.
Katana. it
No,
is,
I think it's Katana, but it like the spinning fans with like blades on them.
That would
That's
be
what everybody
so
wanted him.
sick.
Like that's what like the fandom wants him to have, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. But it's what the fandom wanted for him, because it's like then he can use his love of fans as his weapon, which yeah.
Yeah, I do love that his like power though it doesn't come from like him being able
It's
to
not
fight,
the
but
normal
it's
knee. Yeah, because
Yeah, but
knee
he's,
are
like,
very.
brainy.
He's smart, and that's. We'll talk a little bit about. I think, am I the only one that's seen all the side stories or all the side movies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk about that a little bit. That's really apparent in the film, where you get to see his brother Minji. You get to see Minji understand that Huaisang has a different view of the world, and sees things and does things that he could never do, but he is also different. They're very different from what their clan is, which is about strength through different means, but also strength in general. But you get to kind of see that balance between the two of them in the show, which is really in that film, which is really great setup for the rest of the show, which I'll explain later.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch the movies, but I have.
That's my favorite one,
Yeah, that's
because
what
it happens.
everyone
It
says.
happens during the 16-year
Mhm.
break.
Yeah.
It happens during Wei Ying's death,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
That is. I like a little fill in the gaps,
Even though it didn't come out till after, so it's a little confusing. But
Yeah.
if you watch the series, you get it. If you watch the series, you get it.
What do you think about the yin irons being a thing? Because that's only a thing in the show.
Yeah, it's
not
only in the show.
books. Yeah.
It's weird.
I don't know why they did it.
I think
Like,
they did it to kind of explain away some stuff, because they were like, oh wait, we don't really know how to explain how he has all these abilities, where in the book they're just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, I think something where it's like, okay, we have the big bad, that's like the Wen clan. We need
Yeah.
them to be like
But they have to be reaching for the Demon King chair. Like, they have to be attaining something. Like, I think that's what they were trying to do, where, like, this power has to be attainable by someone else and not just that Wei Ying is special and he can use it. I think that's what they were trying to, like, do with that, where they were like, there has to be a reason that we don't have the scene where we don't have that big scene as to, hey, this is why he has all those things, and that's why he's not there, and that's, at the end, which is I'll explain that later, but, like...
Yeah, it's, because, when I started reading the books afterwards, I was like, oh, wait, this is, like, pretty different.
It's super different, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, it works in the show. It was just something...
They both work, like, both versions of it work, it's just a different take on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever, like, minded it either way.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, like... It's funny because, like, the books are so long and include so much, and then the show includes, like, more
in comparison is short. Yeah, in comparison, you're like, this is fast. Like, we're moving. We're going. Like, because there's so much that they can't touch on or show or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you have this, like, weird balance.
Yeah. And, so this is also where their relationship begins. This is where, like, our two leads meet for the first time, and it's so much like it's not really enemies, but it's definitely like two very different personalities, just like
they don't like
clashing.
Each other.
They don't like each other. No.
Well, the first meeting is them fighting on the rooftop.
It is, and
that is mentioned a lot. That the because also because it's yin and yang.
Yeah.
They're the colors of the yin and yang, which is really important. And that's why the Emperor's smile in the book is white, because he's holding something that is like the yin, which is like has the white in the center. That's why you'll see the yin and the yang. But that's why they're compared as that as well. The white jade, right? Mm-hmm. They're always compared, and the white side is the more like righteous side of, I think, is the yang. It's the more the righteous side, and that's also why it's called the yin iron.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's my mini knowledge about that. There's my mini knowledge about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like I said, I know way too much about the series, and I'm sorry in advance.
No, I love it. I love them meeting. I just, like, love the trope of, like, here's this, like, sheltered goody two-shoes, and then he meets someone who is untamed,
wild
and very free-spirited, and I just think that is always such a wonderful dynamic. Because then I always love, like, two very different people that, like, balance each other out.
Right.
Eventually.
Well,
and I think they're perfect for that.
Right. And despite Wei Ying being a part of the Zhang clan, kind of, he is his own faction. He's a Wei. He is not a Zhang. And he never took that name for many a reason, but he also never took that name. And while he does consider the Zhang siblings his siblings, he also knows that it is not technically his family. Mm-hmm. Bo Shangran, I think that's how you say her name. I'm sorry. Is more close to his family and his familiar family than anything. But also his mother was technically a part of the Lan clan, which connects that even further.
Mm-hmm. It's
a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
There's a lot.
Yeah. So I love their early school days. I think a lot of, the stones were set there. I think they definitely push each other in, like, really interesting ways, and it doesn't always lead to, like, you can tell they're very compelled by each other even if they don't like each other, and I think, like, that's a really cool basis of this relationship, which will become very
you can
important.
also see, right, and you can also see the moment that it clicks for Lanzan is when they're doing the lanterns. Yeah. And you can see it in his face when it clicks, and that's such a great scene. And I always go back to that scene.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And then Wei Wuxian gets kicked out because he's causing too much trouble. So that ends that era, basically. Which is a common thing.
What else is new?
Yeah, what else is new?
What else is new?
Yeah, so then we kind of enter this, like, era of the Wen
The
clan
Wens.
are invading different clans and causing problems and burning down clans. That's like really fucked up. And
So the thing that they don't really touch on in the series is that the Wens kill Lao Wenqi's dad. Like, they kill him.
yeah, so the
They
show
burn him alive. Like, they murder him. It's terrible.
I think
Dang.
the show doesn't he start
They
as
mention
dead?
it, but they don't say. Yeah, they changed it where they're like, he's been dead. Like I
Yeah.
think they said that he committed, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I forget. It's been a minute. But I'm pretty sure, like, they made the implication that he has been dead for an extended period of time, which is why the uncle is just in charge the whole time.
mm-hmm.
But really, the dad was in seclusion, which is why seclusion is so important to the brothers, because also their mom was in seclusion, but also that's why both of them go into seclusion at some point in the series. So it's one of those, like, weirdly important things that they kind of didn't say, but also I guess you don't really need it to still understand the impact of, hey, they burned down
Mm-hmm.
the cloud recess. They burned down the cloud recess, but also, hey, and like they killed a bunch of cultivators, but also, hey, they also technically killed the head of the cultivating. Like, they also killed the head one, but they didn't really have to say that because it's still a big deal. But they did. They just didn't mention it.
Yeah, because I mean, he like kind of wasn't in charge anyway. So.
He
Yeah.
gave it to the uncle. Yeah, he gave his permission away, but he was still technically, I think, bloodly in charge,
Yeah,
which is why it was a really big deal.
yeah, and then this is also when they invade. Is it Nie or Ni or I don't know. I'm
Ni.
bad at Ni. Okay, I'm so apologies for the pronunciation, but
Oh yeah, well I'm sure I've messed them all up. I'm so sorry, but I'm pretty sure it's knee.
yeah. So yeah, this is also when they invade them, and like we get a little bit more about. We learn about like Meng Yao, who is there important.
Important.
He starts very unassuming. He becomes very important. We get a little bit more on Shu Yang.
I just no reason. Like, he didn't do anything.
I thought you
was like,
liked
I
him
hate
at
this
first
guy.
too. I'm so sorry that I got that wrong.
Yeah,
Insane.
he okay.
He's
the
a little
actor
shit. I'll say it.
who
He's a little
played-
shit.
Yeah, his actor fucking acted his
Oh,
ass
yes.
off that whole show. Because there were times where he
The behind the scenes
so
of him going, I'm so sorry, I'm so
sincere.
sorry, after every take.
Yeah.
After every take he goes, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And you're like, it's fine. We know you're acting, it's okay. Like,
Yeah, because he in some scenes he seems so sincere. I almost
Yeah.
like believe
you believe
it.
him.
Yeah, and so this is one where he like stabs
He plays
his
it, he
own
plays it perfect.
military general, and then but he's like
Well,
lies.
but in this
Oh.
case, he's doing it because he's becoming a spy.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're kind of like, okay, like, and you feel that betrayal for the first time, but then later when you find out that he's a spy and he's the one who kills the Wen Rao, I think is his name, the head of the Wens, you're like, oh, he was on our side, but we're watching you.
Yeah,
Like, it's still that, like, I only sort of trust your ass. Like, it's that weird. I don't know if you ever. I
It's one-
reference everything with video games. If you've ever played Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 3, he is the best example I can give is oh my god, I'm forgetting his name right now. That's so embarrassing.
I only know
he is-
Snake.
No, it's not Snake. It's the other one who's literally quadruple crossing everybody, and you're like, this is so complicated. That's what it is. It's so
Yeah.
complicated.
Because it's like, okay, if someone can lie that fucking well, even if it's for
Right.
our benefit, it's like, then
What makes you think they're not lying to you?
exactly. So, but oh my god, Dimples, the Dimples, man, they really make me
He's
like wanna
just a
believe
little
him.
guy.
Mhm.
He didn't know any better. It's not his
Shu Yang
fault.
made me do it, like.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess this is like I don't think this is the first scene where we meet him at all, but it is the first one where you like kind of take notice.
It's the first time we like deeply acknowledge him.
Yeah, because you're like, what the
But also
fuck is
he
this guy
has a-
doing?
It's also the first time that we establish his relationship with Ni Minji,
Yeah.
Huai Sang's older brother, which is really important.
Yes.
That's really important, and they don't really touch on it long enough, but their relationship and their belief in each other, that's really important.
Yeah,
Because
that's
even
something
G
that.
never believed him.
Yeah.
And that's really important.
It's always something
really
they circle
important.
back to, like, so
Yeah, we'll
much
get back to
later.
that.
Yeah, so, like, okay, the Wen clan's doing the shit, and then they start something called indoctrination, which, like, good fucking name. Like, you couldn't have come up with something. I mean, I'm sure this translation's different, but then they're basically
No,
just,
that's
like,
what it
send your
is.
eldest
That's what it is.
disciples.
It's. I feel like that's just like the better way of saying it, but that's pretty much what it is.
It's just so on the nose. But yeah, they're like, send your eldest disciples, like, and
I feel like it
otherwise we're
meant
gonna
something
fucking
else.
burn you down. So
That's what it's a threat. It's a threat. Like
it's a threat. Yeah, and
come to our thing or die. Like,
of course, like
okay.
they take all their swords, which was like really stressing me out for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they don't get them back for like quite a while.
Wei Wuxian never gets his back. That's the last time he has his sword and can use it.
Well, that's
Oh, yeah.
true. Yeah,
That's
you're
true.
right. Okay.
Imagine how painful that is.
Yeah.
just think about that for 1 second. Like, that's the
I guess-
last time he uses it.
Yeah, I guess I never
Dang.
like thought about that.
It sucks.
but,
It
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, and like, then we have this whole like turtle era where they're in the cave.
The
fighting this
tortoise?
turtle.
Listen.
The
I
turtle.
love. Listen. The tortoise. I know that is a Chinese like folklore thing. That the tortoise, like what the tortoise is. But if you're in a Western audience, a tortoise is not threatening at all. So when I heard tortoise demon, I was like, oh, so he's just a little guy. And then he came out of the water, and I was like, oh no, he's a big guy. But like, he's just
He's
not
still a
threatening
turtle.
to me.
I will
was just
say-
like, it's a turtle.
Nothing scares me more than a snapping turtle, so I get it.
Well, because they'll take your fingers.
Yes.
They'll take your fingers.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my grandpa used to catch snapping turtles, and he'd cut the head off, and then he would take the head and put a stick in its mouth, and it's still, with this decapitated head, they still go, and it has scarred me the rest of my life.
Oh, Papa.
So,
That
yeah,
just
Papa
scarred
would
me.
do that.
That scarred
And-
me now.
Yeah. And then he would make snapping turtle stew for us. So.
I'm out. No,
That is how-
I'm good.
That's how fucking
Pass.
backwater I grew up. So.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, that tells me where you're from right there.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. So I will say I was a little threatened by this turtle because I was like, oh, those fuckers. If it's snapping, I don't want to be near them.
See, I grew up with nice turtles. I grew up watching the baby turtles come out of the sand and then go to the beach. And go into the ocean like they're little
Turtles.
babies.
And I used to.
Those are scary.
Yeah, those are terrifying.
Those are crazy.
Yeah, so that's what I like grew up dealing
they're
with.
massive.
And, yeah, and then we had also regular snapping turtles. So I used to go fishing with my dad all the time, and I would be like in the shallow part, like catching like little crappie and whatever. And of course, because of that, I would always get the snapping turtles too. So then I'd have to like play dodge the snapping turtle. 'Cause, like after that, my dad'd be like,
No,
"How am I
'cause-
supposed to get that off the line now?" Because I was like, "I'm not gonna do it. I'm like
Because
8 years old."
See,
But yeah, I
It's
once
just-
was walking on a trail and there was a snapping turtle and it was like this. You can't really see. It was like so big. And yeah, massive. Like,
oh my
it was
God.
like several feet long and they had like a big scaly tail and I freaked the fuck out. Because I was just walking, I looked down and I see like a
Understandable.
big scaly tail.
So then I feel like that's what they're representing.
Yeah.
That's
So
what they're
yeah,
representing.
when I see this Xuanbu tortoise, I'm like, yeah, I'm out of there. I don't fuck with that.
Run fast.
Yeah. But yeah, some of them do. Some of them get out. And then of course this
Yeah.
is like one of our first like romantic
This is the moment.
scenes. Yeah, this is the Wangshan moment where like this is where we hear like where Wei Ying hears
This is where we
the
hear it
song
for the first time.
And then he's like, what is the name of the song? And he like falls unconscious as you can
As he's
see
saying it.
Yeah, you can see London
can-
like
he
mouthing
says
the
it.
words.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says it.
Mm-hmm.
And he enunciates it too. If you go back and look at it, he literally enunciates it so that the camera can pick it up.
Yeah. Like,
And
and
you
that's
can
the
tell
thing,
he's enunciating it. It's so funny.
like you don't see it or you don't notice till the rewatch because obviously like you don't know the songs.
Or unless you look at the cast album and then it says the name on there.
Yeah. I mean that's something that's kind of like they censored, but like they did a lot of workarounds. So.
They got away with it.
Yeah, they did good with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then, like, that's when everyone goes
Oh,
home.
and that's also when Wei Ying gets his brand scar. That's important in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
That's when Wei Ying gets branded by Meng Yao. Not Meng Yao, sorry. By the Wens. He gets branded by them. And that's
girlfriend.
important. Yeah, the asshole girlfriend.
I never fucking
I'll
remember
say that with
her
my whole
name,
chest.
but-
I hate her. I hate her so much.
I
Oh my
just-
god. I remember, like, when he came and killed her, I was like,
Yep.
go. I was ready. I was like, I'll come through the screen and help you. Like, what do you need? Because I hated her so much. I hated her so much. I hated her more than the main Wen. I hated her so much.
So
It was like,
just walking around with a branding
whole
stick?
chest. Oh yeah, like she was gonna use it. Like,
Yeah, because like even later when they're like flying around, she's just holding onto the stick, and I'm like, what are
she's
we
holding
doing?
it. Absolutely.
Yeah, one thing she's gonna do, she's gonna use that branding stick. And she was gonna use it
But
on my girl,
that branding
Yan
stick
Yan.
is super important.
Yeah. So yeah, he gets the brand. He also finds the sword, which this is a little different in the show and then the book.
Yeah.
But he finds a sword, which is like
Made of the Ying Iron.
Yeah, made of
In the show.
the iron. And so he also gets that. That's his like first real.
That's
dip
his first
into, like,
encounter with the Ying Iron.
Yeah.
In the show,
like-
that's his first encounter with the Ying Iron.
Mm-hmm. So it's a little different, but that's where we are in the show,
Yeah.
at least. And then, yeah, he basically, like, okay, they escape, they go home, they're happy for, like, a day or two.
A day. A day.
We're
And
never
then,
fucking
That's when
happy.
Cloud Recess gets burned.
Yeah, and the Jiang clan eventually gets
Hit, too.
hit, too, so, yeah, oh my god, this scene, when this episode happened...
It hurts.
It hurt because you realize that, oh shit, this is irreversible and we are never going back.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. And even in the moment, even if they had done, like, even if Madame Yu had done what they were asking, there was nothing, there's no way. There's just no way to win. Like, even she realized that, which is why she didn't cut off his hand. But she literally realizes halfway through, the only chance I have at getting my children out is to pretend until I can get out. But also, Madame Yu is an asshole, and I'm sorry. I hate her. They made her better in the show, but she's worse than the book.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord, put me in there. Put me in, Coach. Let me at her. Listen, I don't like the evil stepmother trope. Like, whatever, I think it's good for a villain, but she's not supposed to be a villain, and they're kind of like, she's not a villain, she's your mom, and da-da-da. I'm like, she's a villain. She's horrible. She beats the shit out of him. She's not good. She talks shit to him all the time. She literally calls him, she literally tortures him. It's so frustrating. It's for me to, like, watch it and be like, no, we love her. I'm like, no, you don't. She's horrible. She's awful. She's awful to her own kids. Like, she's awful.
My notes on her is, she's a terrible mother, but a badass bitch.
Yeah, she's badass, but also I'm frustrated by her presence.
Yeah.
Like, you're cool, but also fuck you.
I do think that the show, like, the Untamed adaptation, works really hard because I think the book does not treat any of its female characters
They don't.
well at all. And I think the show
At
made
all.
a pretty good effort at giving them more complex
Agency.
and agency dynamics, and like I really respect this adaptation for it because I was a little disappointed when I went back to read the book, and like when Ching has so much less of a role, and
She
like
has no role. It's infuriating, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
And,
one of
like-
the things of the show I think did so well.
yeah, and they made like the one Land Clan ancestor like a woman as well, and like they
Yeah.
really like work. Like I know the female characters eventually get treated like dirt, but the show like really tries to give them a role and like a place in the world for the time
They're
that they're
important.
there, and I really respect that.
Yeah. Bo Shangran being a woman
Yeah,
and being
that
like
too.
the person who achieved greatest cultivation, which are they women in the book? I don't remember.
I think in the book they're
I believe-
they're, at least in the English translation, they're referred to with he, him pronouns. So.
Okay, so they made
Really?
they made it into a woman, which I think is really important.
Yeah,
Because that's
either
one of those,
that,
like, she's the one that everybody looks up to.
yeah,
And it
it's-
being a woman is really big.
it's either the book or the animated series, but one of them, she is a man or something.
It's a man, okay.
Yeah, and I do know in Chinese that pronouns are not used, like gendered pronouns.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's just like
one of those interchangeable.
Yeah, I don't know if like maybe they just didn't have pronouns and then like the English translators just assumed it was a man or something.
Made the assumption.
But yeah, so but
Anatomy,
that's something
great.
else I noticed too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, R.I.P. to the entire clan. It's terrible. And nothing will ever
You
be the
know.
same.
They just came through it and like went from like clan to clan to clan and just wiped people out. And I'm like, why is no one doing anything?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
frustrated me so much with the plot because I was like, nobody's doing anything and you're just letting it happen.
So-
You guys are all stupid.
Yeah. In the book, I will say they give it like more of a what's it called? Explanation, kind of
Yeah.
like political explanation, where they're like, hey, there's like the reason that they can't do this is because of money or connection or something. I forget what the official reason is, but it's like it's a whole like political thing that they can't technically get into official war. And then when they destroy everybody, they're like, well, who cares? They killed everybody anyway.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
Like,
I feel
we're gonna go to war. You're either on our side or you're not.
yeah, I feel like after the first clan gets wiped out, I'd be like, hey, maybe we should deal with that and not let them
Well,
wipe
they
out
started.
like, another
they s-
3.
Technically, they started with the smaller clams.
Yeah.
Clams. Nice. They're all clams. It's just sea creatures. No, they started with the smaller clans, and then they came up with excuses for why they could hit the Lan clan and the Jan clan.
Yeah.
Like the Lan clan, what happened with the tortoise was a reason that they were like, oh, we can use this as an excuse to hit them. Same with the Jan clan. Oh, we can use this as an excuse. They didn't obey our rules, so we can use this as an excuse. It was a lot of like that.
I think I'd have been like, I don't give a fuck. Like there's only so many people
Right,
you
exactly.
can kill. Like
no, I completely agree.
that mark would have come before the Jiang clan, like for me, because
Absolutely.
so.
Yeah. Because, yeah, basically, like, I mean, that was kind of the trigger of the Sunshot campaign. Because,
Mhm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
well, after that happens, we get the whole thing where, like, the siblings are on the run. In the, like, the show, they go to, like, Wenqing, whatever, and she,
Well, they kind of go.
yeah.
Wei Ying goes to get the parents' body back,
Mhm.
and then there's kind of there, and he's
Mhm.
like, "Can you help me?" And they're like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah.
It's a little more confusing.
I guess so, yeah.
It's a little more like nonchalant. Where in the book, it's a little bit more like, no, there's like a reason that they're here.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the whole, like, Golden Core exchange happens, which is, like, crazy because when I first watched the show, I didn't, like, really understand what was happening, so I didn't
Nobody
pick up
does.
on it.
Well, 'cause
But-
they never say it.
They never say it,
Yeah.
but when you go back, it's so
You
fucking
know
obvious.
immediately. You know immediately.
It's like, how
But-
did I miss this?
But if you've
But-
never seen, like, you would never know.
No.
Because it's not, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to be like, hey, this is the general, like, here you go with the, like, I want to save him, can I save him? So you believe the lie. You don't, but then if you notice, like, you start to kind of pick up on something is wrong because he's not using his sword. He's using this demon thing, and Lan Wangji is really mad about it. Like, you're noticing things, but you don't say it. Like, it's this, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, like, watching that part where they're discussing, like, what to do, and, like, they were just like, oh, like, Wei Ying and Wenqing, they're like, oh, you can never ever tell Zhang Chen, like, whatever. And then Sydney just looks at me and she goes, tell him what? And I was like, don't worry about it. She's
Don't
like,
worry
"Okay,
about
yeah,
it. Don't
yeah."
like, worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I feel like
You'll find out later.
shortly-
Don't worry about it.
I feel like around, like, after that, then I started being like, I think I understand what's happening
Yeah,
here.
so
But then, yeah,
suspicious.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's suspicious, but it's not, like, fully...
It's not obvious.
Yeah, it's not obvious, but I was like, I think I'm understanding.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah. So, but yeah, that happens. I'm like, yeah, Baoshan Sunbren or whatever the fuck her name is. She did it. Yay. Like, love this.
Just some
like,
random mountain.
Yeah. Shout out to the mountain.
Just
Our problems are
some
solved.
It just made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, because at that point I'm like, I don't fully understand like this magic system, so like, why not?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this could be a
Sure.
thing.
Right.
Right. For sure. Yeah, a lot of
But
the
then
show
we,
I feel like is a lot of just like, yeah, okay, sure, that could happen.
Yeah, you kind of have to do the okay, well, it's magic. Okay, like you just
Yeah.
have to go. Oh, magic. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
It's one of those. It's that improv game of yes and. You just have to go. Oh yeah, okay. It's like moving on. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and then this is also when Wei Yang gets captured, which like to hit like all he knows is he was captured, but like later we'll find out that it was like kind of a different story. Or wait.
No,
this
it's
was
not.
when-
He was captured. This
Yeah.
is right after. So it's the reason that Jing Chang loses his golden course because he was trying to protect Wei Yang.
Right. That's
And then
when
Wei Yang is trying to protect Zheng Chan, which is why he ends up
He
getting
gets
thrown into the
captured.
Burial Mountains.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but Wei Ying knew he was gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
He says that. He's like, I knew I was gonna die. I wasn't expecting to survive. I just wanted my siblings to survive. So when he got thrown into the mountains, he was like, alright, I'm gonna die here, whatever.
Mm.
Can we
Not
also talk
expected.
about how this is the worst looking scene in the whole show?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. He literally gets
So
kicked in the
good.
butt and then thrown. I was like, this is terrible. I was like, this is ugh. For this emotional, really impactful, big moment of the series, and you're just like, oh, oh.
Yeah, this and the
Whoops.
tortoise scene are by far my favorite scenes, just because of how awful
The
it
CG.
looks. So
It's
bad.
so bad. They're like just flying on their swords and it looks terrible, and then he's falling. He's just doing this
He's
for
falling
like
like this
15 minutes. Yeah.
with his arms waving around. It's
Yeah.
and he's got the fake dirt on his face. Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
The hair is just a little musty. Yeah, yeah. Yes.
They're like, yeah, everyone who goes in there just immediately dies, right? Is what they say.
Yes.
First off,
Yes.
okay, so he didn't die, and then he just comes and goes in the burial mounds as he wants for the rest of the show. Like, why didn't he
So,
just like walk
there's an
out to
answer to
begin? Like, I didn't understand that at all. I'm like, they made
So-
it like this big hard
Yeah.
issue,
Okay.
and then it just everyone just walks in and out.
No. So he's trapped in there for like 3 months.
Yeah, and I don't understand.
He doesn't just walk in and out. So he literally absorbs all of the resentful energy that's in part of the Burial Mountains for an extended period of time. But what they also don't talk about, which they talk about a little bit in the books, and I guess this is kind of a trigger warning for... Alright, well, trigger warning for cannibalism. He has to eat when he's in there.
Yeah.
What else is in there?
Mm.
Sticks, bodies. So like they talk about that. That's why in later scenes you'll never see him eat meat after he comes out of the Burial Mountains.
Okay.
And that's a
That makes
really
sense.
important thing
Yeah.
that they talk about in the books.
Yeah.
But they don't talk about it here.
I just,
But
but like after that,
Yeah,
they're
he'll
like
walk
out
constantly
in and
in and out.
so the reason that they're in and out, like when they're building that thing, is I don't remember if it was a cut scene or maybe it was in the extended version. There is a scene where he is clearing all the resentful energy from the Burial
Okay.
Mountains.
Okay.
When he brings it is in the show because I remember I think it's in the extended version though, but he like clears all of the stuff out and then like collapses and is like asleep for a week and in like a coma basically.
Nice.
And Wen Qing is like, you're a dumbass. When he wakes up, she's like, why did you do that? We could have just stayed in Yinling and been fine. And he's like, no, you needed somewhere safe. And she's like, okay, fine, but you're still a dumbass. Like
That
that's
checks
the
out.
conversation that's had.
Okay.
Yeah, right. That's the conversation that's had.
Yeah. Okay.
From what I remember, that's what happened.
Okay.
And like they do show that in the series, but I think it was one of those deleted scenes.
Yeah.
But they do show it, and it's the black wisps and stuff just flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I feel like in the show it's kind of explained like because of his prior physical touch with like that sword and like the iron.
Yeah,
is
when
how
in the books that's not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he's able. That's when he
survive.
starts controlling this like demonic energy, and so that
Yeah.
when he's in there, he learns how to like feed on that energy and work with it as opposed to against it, and like that's
I really wish that we spent more time in the Burial Mountains during that 3 months.
yeah.
Like, I know it would have been torture, and I know that it's sad to see, but at the same time, I think it would have given some explanation for things that we didn't get explanation
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
I feel like he
the
just
rest
fell
of the
in
series.
and then walked out. Like,
Yeah.
I know there was
I
like
know,
a
like,
3
that's
months,
how I
like
feel
they
too.
talk about it being
Yeah,
3 months, but
we needed to see him getting,
Yeah.
because in the book you see him getting the flute, you understand why he has the flute, you understand, like, it makes more sense, all of these things that he has coming out of the Burial Mountains and why he was able to get out makes more sense, because you're also in his head, so you also hear all the demons, like, you hear them talking to him, which is really gross and
Oh.
creepy, but, like, yeah, they're not nice, and it's a lot of that, so you kind of understand a little bit more of where he's coming from and what he hears and sees versus what you're just seeing as a viewer. So I think I kind of wish that we had spent a little more time there. That's one of the big gripes I have with the show, is not spending enough time in the Burial Mountains. And that's been a gripe of
Yeah.
mine since the series came out.
Yeah. It would explain a lot more. Because then, like, basically after that, it's like, okay, Sunshot campaign, like, you know, that we have
Then it's, oh, we're going to find Wei Ying. It was literally like, oh, let's go find him. And it's like, what do you mean? And if you've never seen it, you're like, what do you mean he's been gone for 3 months? He's been gone for 2 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You don't realize how much time has passed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also because the actors don't get older or younger, you
Yeah.
don't really realize that it's been like 16 years.
Yeah,
That's another gripe I have,
literally.
but that's different.
Yeah.
You don't realize how long it's been.
They always have to look beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they do.
But like they don't even like age them just a little bit. Like they don't
I
even
know.
do that.
They don't try. And you know what? Slay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the
Like-
series, they get a little taller and like they get a little harder in like the manga and like they get the danwa, they get a little like harder in their like lines and features, but they can't really do that here. So
Yeah, it's understandable.
yeah, I get it, but also
Yeah.
really.
I know, it's like, okay, at first you're supposed to be like 17 and like then you're like 30 something and it's like, okay, I guess.
Right.
I'm just like,
Like
well,
they're
okay,
in
I
their
guess
30s.
cultivators
They're
are
in like let's
built
establish.
different.
And also, by the way, all this war is happening when they're 15.
Yeah.
Wayne died
wow.
when he was 16.
Yeah.
They're
I
supposed to
did
be
not
babies.
realize that.
They
I-
died when they like
That's
Wayne
crazy.
was thrown into the Burial Mountains when he was 15. He was a child.
That's crazy.
I
Imagine
think
that.
In the
Like
show,
imagine
they
someone
age them up a little bit.
They do. In the show they
Okay.
age them up. But like Len Shizui's age is the age that Wei Ying was supposed to be when he got yeeted into the Burial Mountains. Like he's a
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Dang. I did not realize that.
Yeah. They're supposed to be children. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It
in the
is
show
not-
they're
we're
like
not- yeah.
17 to like 21 when they're like
Yeah,
kids,
but then
and
in the books they're I think the youngest member that you meet is like 13.
Dang.
But yeah, but this like next part of the show, I am like a sucker for angst, and I'm a sucker for like
I think everybody on this
anti-heroes.
podcast is a big
And
angst
so-
girly.
Yes, this first
Except for maybe
encounter.
Sid. Sid, are you an angst girly? I don't know.
Oh, yes, of course.
Okay, yeah, then we're all suckers for angst, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
this like part where
Pain
they
and torture. Pain and suffering.
literally like they're just like, oh, someone is violently murdering these Wen clan, like they're scary and dangerous, but like they're on our side, and then they see for the first time it's Wei Wuxian, and it's like you know
Immediate public
something-
enemy number one.
Yeah, like you know something
Immediate.
has fundamentally changed within him, and he is a different
He-
person now.
he
and
plays
I
that
love
so
this.
well.
Yeah.
The scene where they're and then there's the other. Hold on, okay, I'll talk about that in a second. But there's the scene where the way that Wei Ying, this line haunts me. The way that Zhao San says "La Wenji," the way that he says it when they're having that argument, how calm and cold it is, will haunt me for the rest of my days. The way that he says that, I was like, oh my god, I think I paused it and stepped away the first time I saw it. I was like, ooh, okay, like,
Yeah.
give me a break. Like,
No, he's like
that
so
was the first
calm
time.
and collected, and they're like, man, like,
But he's
where
also
the fuck
angry.
Have
He's
you been?
angry. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm really sorry. Oh boy, like that's like you feel it. It's in there.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, like, when they find, like, they kind of took it out, but you can kind of still see it, where, like, the Wen who, like, kicked, Wei Wuxian off the cliff has, like, chunks of his face and hair missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't show it in the series, but it's because he's eating himself. He literally makes him hallucinate that he is eating food. He's, like, making him think that he's really hungry, but it's literally, like, he's tearing off pieces of his own skin. It's so it's gnarly. It's so nasty, but, like, it's a great, like, it shows you how far Wei Ying's mental state just is gone. It shows you how far he doesn't care. And he says, like, in the book, I don't care about my reputation. After I kill all the Wens, I'm gonna die. Like, that's, like, he doesn't think he's gonna survive. He's like, I'm gonna use this power that I just now somehow have, because he doesn't know how he has it either. And I'm gonna get revenge, and then I'm gonna go. It's gonna be fine. Like, I'll just disappear. Because I think he also thinks that he's a ghost. He also thinks that he's dead. At one point, he's like, I think I'm dead, but you know what? If I'm gonna get revenge, let's do it. Like, he's like, well, if it's gonna happen, it might as well be me. So I think that's kind of like that whole, because, like, the torture scene is extended. Like, you see it through Wei Ying's eyes, where, like, he follows that man and tortures him for, like, a week and a half. He just follows him around, being like, hey, I have these ghost ladies, which aren't talked about at all, but he has 2 women who are, like, badass ghost ladies, and they are the people who, like, protect and kill everybody in the space. And, like, they are the ones who, like, Wei Ying kind of enlists on hurting all the Wens.
Yeah, that's, I
No.
think, how they...
Oh, yeah, I think she's, like, supposed to be that. And
Yeah.
Never again. So
Yeah,
so that's their reference to them.
Okay.
They have, so those ghost ladies are actually, like, kind of friendly with Wei Ying. Like, they like him.
Okay.
Because he's getting revenge for them.
Yeah.
And they kind of, like, appreciate that he's doing that. So they're like, oh yeah, we'll take orders from you for now. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. That's kind of like how they are. But then so it's, that torture scene goes on for an extended period of time, and you see, like, all of it. So I get why they didn't put it in the series. I get why they didn't put it in the series. It's pretty gruesome. However, I do wish that they had maybe talked about how they, like, found the trail of bodies a little bit more, because Wei Ying goes on a murder spree. He kills he burns down a city. He destroys thousands of people. Like, he is not, oh, I killed 2. It's like, no, he murdered, like, hundreds of thousands of soldiers by himself. At 15, he murdered a whole company of soldiers, which is over, like, 100 people a day, and he was just following them. Like,
yeah, I think
not...
this is, like, one of the things that does bother me about the show a bit, is that they want to, like, sanitize Wei Ying a little bit, and, like, be like, oh, he can do... Yeah, they're like, oh, he can do
He
no
can do
wrong.
bad and good.
Like, they're... Oh no, there was a second flute, like, he didn't lose control kind of thing, or, like, like, stuff like that, where it's just like, no, I like that in the book, like,
They take the blame away from him a little bit.
Yeah, like, he has a dark side to him, and, like, he can fuck up sometimes, and it will happen.
Well, and, like, the darkness affects him.
Yeah.
And that's why the Wen storyline of them being in that little village in the Burial Mountains is so important, because it's literally him atoning for his sins a little bit. Because he also killed innocent women and children, and he says that, where he's like, I killed innocents because they were Wens, and I just wasn't thinking. So for him to have this, like, little redemption moment is really important for his character. To be like, he's still a good man, he just didn't understand what he was doing. Because it also shows that, like, the darkness of the Burial Mountains and the resentful energy is killing him. Yeah. It's taking away the good in him. It's killing him.
I wonder if, like, for the show, they were just like, oh, maybe, like, this character will be too hard to root for if we just, like, you know, if he's actually, like, just killing people like this, which... Like, I don't like as much, because I do think it makes for a much better...
I don't know, I was still rooting for him.
Yeah, no,
I was doing the same thing. Like, I'm sorry, I'm still rooting for him. Like,
yeah, me too.
You killed my whole family. You know, like...
Yeah. From, like, this part of the show to the end of this like flashback is my favorite part of the show. Like this is the real
Yeah.
meat and potatoes
Yeah.
here. Like
Mine too.
Besides the final 5 episodes, absolutely, I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
This is like
I
by
always say
far,
episode 30 through 33 is like the best part of the show. Because that's
Yeah.
like major angst is the last 3 episodes. There's like 3 big until the final. That's like your 3 chunky ones.
Yes,
And then
yeah,
it's just depression.
the angst be hitting here.
Oh yeah.
So, because yeah, then we move into like Public Enemy #1, where like all the clan leaders are like concerned, but not really concerned. They're more just like put off.
In the book,
by...
they're all sending assassins after him. In the book, like, he gets, like, people literally come after him every day. He literally says, I'm getting assassinated. I'm getting, like, assassins sent after me every day. Or people come and, like, either try and steal something from him, or try and kill him, or try and kidnap him. It's every day. And it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, like, hire a better assassin.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just like, I don't know, butting heads with everyone, like, not fitting in, like, and, you know, like, we get it, but, like, most people are just, like, kind of getting annoyed with him, like, the clan leaders and stuff, they're, like, they're done putting up with him, and then there's poor, like, Wang Ji, who is, like, so concerned, like,
Can I
he's,
play
like,
music
devastated.
for you? Please?
Yeah, and, like, of
I
course,
can
like...
fix you with my song. Like a nerd. Sorry. I love them.
No, he's such a nerd, and I love it. So,
No, it's adorable.
Yeah.
We all know it's adorable.
and then everything kind of accumulates in this, like, night hunt, where, like, oh, this is so fucking good, dude. This is, like, the best episode, but,
Well, but they cut out the best part.
they do cut the best part, which I don't know if we want to spoil that, in case.
I don't know. It's pretty important. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, well,
But they cut out like I won't spoil it. But they cut out a really really important part that's important to both La Wenji's character and Wei Ying's character because it's a first for both of them.
yeah.
We can't talk about.
Well, okay, so, yeah, the night hunt happens. I know we've mentioned it before, where this is, like, the first kiss. Like, I know that they
Yeah.
know that much.
Okay. Yeah.
How it
it's,
comes
it's
about-
both of their first kiss.
I don't
How
know
it
if you
comes
guys
about
got
is
to,
insane.
Yeah, but you can like feel
The
it
fan
in the
art
show
of that
too.
scene is some of the best things I've ever seen.
I know, and like even in like the show version, like this scene is so fucking romantic, and this is also where you get the line where it's like, "I see you as like my soulmate," which
Oh yeah.
in some
Which was cut in one of the
translations-
versions.
Yeah,
They cut it.
Yeah, it that was like boring, like.
That
too
scene is
gay.
in the extended version, which I have. In the extended version, it's longer. And they have, like, a longing stares, and, like, they get a little closer, and they have a little bit more of a conversation about it, where they're like, I want to be cultivation partners, and, like, I consider you my greatest friend. Like, you have a lot of that, where you're like, oh, we're getting away with some stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Chy and I were watching, like, the scene, and I just immediately turned to her and go, now kiss! And she just, like, laughs, and she's like, do you want to know a spoiler for the book? And I was like, yeah, okay. And she's like, yeah, they do.
They do.
And I was like, yes,
When
I did it! I knew it!
When I was showing my friend this scene, because she wasn't reading the book, and she said at the time, she said she wasn't going to read the book. Now she has, of course. But she was like, can you give me book spoilers so that I understand the show better? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I was giving her spoilers of the book as it was happening, and I was like, this is a first kiss scene. And she was like, excuse me? And then I had to, like, explain the scene. But, it's so important. Like, that whole scene is so important for both of them for many different reasons. That scene is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And also crazy. That's your first, oh, that's what they're like.
Yeah.
That's the first moment of realizing who they both are. You're like, oh, okay. Like, got it.
Yeah.
Because there's one
yeah.
thing that I don't know if we're allowed to talk about on this podcast.
We can talk about anything, honestly.
Oh, if you're sure, that bonus chapter,
The bonus chapter is crazy. Okay.
32.
Okay, wait, let's
Do you know
get
what
to
I'm
that.
talking about?
Yeah, I do. I don't know if I want to spoil that, but...
I know. It's a lot.
Is it
It's
like
a
the
lot.
end of the book stuff that people are like questionable? It's questionable about. Is that what
Yeah,
we're talking
so-
about? Okay, great.
Yeah,
To a
after
point.
the book ends, there's some, like, bonus chapters,
Yeah.
and they're just, like,
Yeah,
torn
yeah.
without
Yeah.
plot, mostly. And some of
Yeah,
them are,
yeah.
like, some
It's also
kinks
it's
that
also
are
kind of like
out there.
here's their life afterwards. It's kind of like then you get some like life stuff and it's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do know about those. I do know mostly what they contain. So I got too curious because Chy was like, "Yeah, it's a lot," and I was like, "The fuck are you talking about?" So I did unfortunately go to Reddit.
I mean, I think the only other thing I wanted to say about this is like Yanli's big moment where you're finally like, oh, okay, great, she's like a backbone, because like they want like Wei Ying to apologize for the traps or whatever, but then she stands up for him and is like, there's no rules that say that, and so you need to apologize to him. And then like
Well,
this
she
is the
also
scene where I'm
stands
like,
up and says. She also stands up and says he's my brother,
yes,
which
yeah.
is a really big deal. Like I don't. It's not explained, but that's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a huge deal to Wei Ying because he's never seen himself as her brother. There's a reason
Yeah.
he calls her Shiji and not sister. There's a reason. There's a lot of that where it's like he's never considered himself family. So for her to say, that's my brother, that's my family, you apologize to the person who could be leading our clan. You apologize to my brother. That's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an important scene for her too, because she's showing, hey, I can stand up for myself. Like, who do you think you are? Like, girl, I'm gonna be a queen. Get your ass, go away. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like, no, don't talk to me like that. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that scene's like that's her best scene easily. And then this is also like where basically they're gonna have like the banquet, and he leaves the banquet and he finds Wen Ching and finds out what's happening with like the other Wens and like this work camp, and they find out what happens to Wen Ning, and it is like so freaking devastating. Like,
Well, it's the scene in the rain. It's perfect.
it's so perfect. Yeah, the way that it's like, this is kind of the first time where like Wang Ji disobeys kind of and lets him go, and I love how this is kind of like throughout like kind of this part of the show is when there's a lot of discussions on like good versus evil, which is cool because like in the beginning of the show it's very obvious who's good and who's evil. Like the villains are very cookie cutter, they're just like evil to be evil, but then when like
To a point.
yeah, but at like this point it's very much like who's in the right, like who's in the wrong, and so like Lanjan himself is really questioning like how do you know, because he's
It's
like,
not
well,
black
in
and
our
white
clan we have to stand up for good, but like what is good anymore, you know?
Right. And that's
So.
when he starts to see Wei Ying's perspective for the first time as
Mhm.
well. Where he's
Yeah.
realizing, oh, it's not all just black and white. And Wei Ying even says that to him, where he's like, it's not black and white. You have to see. And that's also the first time in the book as well, is where you see Wei Ying kind of have the same realization, where he's like, oh, I killed all these Wens, but some of them might have been innocent.
Mm-hmm.
I committed crimes, but so I killed all these people, but maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. It's like maybe they were kids. Maybe so in this moment he's atoning for his sins, but also he's telling Lanzan, look at what I'm doing and looking at yourself. You know, hold up the mirror. It's not just me who's doing wrong and good. You need to look at it from both sides, which is really
Yeah.
important for both of their characters.
Yeah. And yeah, that scene, it's freaking incredible.
Yeah.
And
The rain.
yeah, the rain.
The rain is a
Well,
paid actor.
The
rain
giant
is a paid
spotlight like on both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The umbrella
horses.
holding all that damn rain. His wig was holding on for dear life. I know that glue was like barely there. As somebody who's worn a wig like that glue was barely hanging on. Like,
yeah.
paid
Yeah,
actor, man.
And at the end when like Lanjan like lets the umbrella down and then he's just like standing in the
Looks
rain,
up
like
in the
taking it
sky.
all
Oh, yeah.
in.
But he also lets them pass. Like, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in which he gets in trouble for it later.
Absolutely.
And there is a
It's
scene
part of the
where,
reason
like,
he gets in trouble.
yeah, there's the scene where they show him, like, getting in trouble with his uncle, and his uncle specifically is like, I don't want you to make the same mistakes that your father made, which does have,
Yes.
like, a romantic implication, which you don't know yet, but rewatching, I'm like, oh shit, he means, like, I don't want you to fall head over heels in love with someone and, like, give away your life for them, basically.
Yeah. Well, and the joke, I think the joke with the lens, I don't know if it's said in the, I think it's said in the series, where they say, like, when the lens fall in love, they fall in love hard and with one person.
Yeah.
I forget who says it, but somebody said it where it's like they fall in love and they never fall in love again, which is why he waits 16 years.
Yeah. And so this is kind of the part where his uncle's kind of, like, realizing what's happening between them, and, like,
Which
even
also
in
gives
the
more context
show,
to, hey, by the way, the dad is important.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way.
Yeah, even in the show, it's, like, definitely brought up as in, like,
Yeah.
he knows the relationship between them, and he's like, and I don't want you to make your father's mistakes. So
Right.
that's why I'm punishing you.
They all see it,
Mm-hmm.
but none of them say it. But they
Yeah.
all know.
Yeah. And so, yeah, this starts our, like, era in the burial mounds.
But we did skip over, like, the best scene, which is when Wei Wuxian is counting down in that big thing in the middle, where he's asking the clans, like, where they're holding all the Wen remnants, and when he says R, which is 2, and when he says 2, and I was like, I'm gonna save that as a sound on my phone. It's being saved immediately, so I can make an edit. I was like, that's attractive, like, immediately.
Yeah.
It's like,
Angry as all
never
hell.
heard the number 2 be said so attractively. Amazing, great, love that. Like a crazy person, but you know what? It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole, like, episode is, like, so fucking
It's a great
peak.
episode.
It's
It's
so
one of the
peak.
best episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love their burial mound era, because this is surprisingly, like, less... It's so mundane to them, but
Fantastic.
still it's...
They're
yeah! But
They're
no
living.
one thinks that. Like, it's literally, like, everyone thinks they're raising an
Yeah.
army, but they're literally just, like, farming turnips. And, like, it cracks me up. Like, his and Wenqing's relationship, I love so fucking much, because they are just, like... they're
But
bickering.
it's the sister. It was who he wanted his sister to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is really hurtful when you realize that she could never be as carefree as Wen Qing, and he could never have that kind of banter with her because of
Yeah.
how they were raised and because of who they both are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really great. But then you also have the really sad scene where he defects and Jing Chang has to literally try and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And that one hurt. I remember watching that being like, damn. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way around it.
It sucks. It's basically just, like, you know... Like, what else are you supposed... Like, there's nothing else
There's
you
nothing
can
else.
do.
There's no other answer.
No, yeah. And so, yeah, it's very, like, honorable, but it's also depressing, and it's also, like, you know... You root for them, because obviously,
It's the-
like, it is...
It's
like,
the right decision, but it's also the wrong decision.
Yeah, because, like, okay, it's either, like, you know... Then all these people die, and they are, like, women and children and elderly people and people who don't have a lot of, like, cultivation, so they're weaker, and, like, you know, obviously, like, he's done terrible things, but, like, how can you not, like, root for him here and
See the good.
see his
and also how
perspective?
can... Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can you also not see that these are elders and kids? Like, how can you not see that these are innocents?
Yeah, like, these
But
are...
they're not looking.
This
They
is,
have
like,
the blinders on.
it gets into kind of, like, racism territory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, where
That's
it's,
the
like,
allegory, absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think it's like, yeah, I think it's interesting that, I don't know, just because who they are, they need to die.
Their last name. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's absolutely what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and then Wen Ning wakes up and he's now a corpse but conscious, and he's like a sweetie pie again. So
This doesn't make sense in the books
Baby
either.
girl.
it don't make sense in either one. He's just that girl. He is that cool and that much of a baby, and we love him. That he's just that guy. Like that's that's the only reason he woke up. We don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's not really a better explanation that Palpatine returned. Like it's very much like that. Like there's not really an explanation for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then like the way this all ends is so heartbreaking because like during this time like you think they can do it and then we get that the freaking dinner with Wang Ji and the fucking baby like is so good and like you start to see like how
gay.
like you start to see how it could work out and it's so cute and like Landon just bought like a bunch of toys.
But it's the first time that Lao Wenji realizes that there's something else wrong with Wei Ying because he says, I can't walk that path. It's the first time he realizes that there's something else that drew him towards demonic cultivation, which I think is really the smart way to do it.
Yeah, something else keeping him from, coming back to
from
the
being
cultivation world. Yeah, and so, like, obviously, it all ends with, like, them going to his, like, nephew's, what is it, like, 1 week party
I think it's, like, 1 month, like, celebration or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and he picks his surname, which is a really big deal.
Yeah. And, gets ambushed and... I mean, in the book, I think he just kind of loses control and people die that shouldn't die, and then in the show, they're just like, oh, there was another flute playing another tune. It wasn't his fault. But, like...
It also kind of was, though, because he did lose control of Wending, which he says. He's like, I lost control of him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do agree that it should have been, like, he lost control and then he wakes up with his arm in his chest, or with his sword in his chest. Like, that's...
Yeah. Yeah, and then, like, well, the show's, this part, I think we all kind of noticed where they were like, oh, it's just going to be, like, Wenqing, we're going to go turn ourselves in. But then they all go. It's like, I thought it was just
that's super different. That's super different, yeah.
It's so different.
So, it was supposed to be just Wending and Wenqing to
Yeah.
turn themselves in, because they were like, we are the main ones that they want, where the rest of our family can be safe. Like, the kid is going to be safe. The rest of them can be safe. Right. That was the like, intention. And then, like, they kill them, and they get burned, and then they throw their ashes, and blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. But in the show, not in the show, in the book, the rest of the family stays behind, and then you have you have the Siege of Burial Mountains, which does not happen in the show. Because remember, there are two different sieges. Yeah. There are two different sieges that happen, and there's a huge break, and a huge reason that there is that break in between the two of them.
Yeah.
So, I guess, do you want to talk about that, like, split?
Do
you guys mind? This is spoilers. Okay. Like, this is big spoiler territory.
It's all good. I'm gonna get there eventually.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
All right. So, getting there, this is, like, the big one. Well, first of all, I think that Zhao Zhan, who plays Wei Ying, just kills it on the rooftop with that whole scene with the arrow when he pulls it out of his chest. Like, it's one of the... I think that he just the blank look of anger when he kills all those cultivators and he's just, like, cocks his head. I'm like, this is so good. Like, he is just... Yeah. You get it. In the book series, he is also being kind of taken over by the darkness. He literally does not know what's happening around him. He's not seeing it. He doesn't know what's happening. So he's just kind of like, okay, like he doesn't really know what's going on. He's just kind of being controlled. So he doesn't realize that he's killing all these cultivators. I mean, not like they don't deserve it, but that's my opinion. But he's also doing all of that. And he is responsible. Then you have him going up on the rooftop, and you have Lan Wangji going to fight him. He does have that stab motion. They do stop, and that is officially when he breaks. And that you see that moment in the book. You see him literally go, fine, let's kill each other. Let's do it. You hate me so much. Okay. And he makes the decision to let go. And then you hear Shiji, and she comes in, and that's when he kind of starts to gain back some of his consciousness. But, I mean, he kills, like, 10,000 cultivators. Like, he kills, like, a lot of people in that. He kills, like, almost everybody there. So that's why, like, in the series later, when they're like, you killed all those cultivators, and he's like, no, I didn't. It's like, you kind of did.
Yeah.
Actually, you kind of did. If we're being honest. But the whole end of it is, like, that really... The end of that scene, it ends with Shiji dying. And she has, you know, she tells him to stop, but he's, at this point, broken. Because she's just died in front of him, so he is just shattered.
Yeah, well, she's kind of the last one, like, tethering
she's the
him
last
to
straw.
reality.
Right. She's the last thing, because it was Wanji, and then he stopped, and then it was her. And that was it. And then he kind of just shatters. And from what I remember, he collapses. Wanji takes him and takes him back to the Burial Mountains.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
He gets
And
back to the
Wanji...
Burial Mounds somehow.
No, I know. I remember
think
La Wanji
takes him.
No, because that's how La Wanji gets taken, and that's why he's not at the last battle.
Oh, yes, okay.
So
yeah.
La Wanji takes him back. La Wanji starts to try and talk to Wei Ying, but Wei Ying isn't seeing him because Wei Ying is completely enveloped by the resentful energy at this point. So he tells, and that's why you'll see sometimes people say, get lost. And that's a really big line, is because he tells La Wanji, get lost. But he's not really telling La Wanji that. He's telling the resentful energy to get lost, like, get off me. Please don't, like, leave me alone. But La Wanji doesn't know that that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So he takes him back to the Burial Mountains. The Lan clan is outside the Burial Mountains waiting for him, and they take him. He then receives the 33 whiplashes, and he is put in isolation to heal. Then there is a siege on the Burial Mountains. At this point, it's like a week or so later, but Wei Wuxian has been gathering corpses, resentful energy and corpses, as an army. People think it's an army, but it's not. It's an army because he knows he's going to destroy himself / their version of the Yang Iron. And he basically holds it up in the air, destroys it, and all the resentful energy turns on him. So he basically gets eaten alive by his own monsters. And there's nothing left of him. So they don't have a body. So that's why when they're like, oh, we looked and we didn't even find bones at the bottom, it's because in the real thing, he's literally, there's just no pieces left. Like, he's just gone. They ate it. So there's a lot of that. But in the book, you have a lot more of that, like, you see that La Wanji sacrifices everything for him. Literally everything for him. And then he dies anyway. And you have Jing Chen, which does happen in the series. Jing Chen stabs him. And right before he breaks the thing, he breaks his seal or whatever, he pushes him away to say, don't be here when these things turn on me, because you're going to get caught in the crossfire. And then he gets eaten. But they send, like, every clan, and that's when they kill all, like, the uncles and the elders that are in there. And then Lao Wenji comes back later and finds the kid. Like, that's how that happens.
Yeah.
But none of that, in the series, they just throw him off a cliff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, we already
what?
have this big climax, like, let's just end it here.
Let's just kill him. Yeah, let's just kill him. But
Like,
then he
I
has,
get
like, his
it.
whole laughing scene, and then he breaks it, and then you have the whole, like, chopping people's hands off and shit like that, and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's more fun when it's, like, I think, to me, it's more deep and interesting when you have the two battles, because then Lao Wenji isn't there. You don't have that moment of him holding on to him. You have a very different moment where Lao Wenji thought that, for the 16 years, Lao Wenji thought that he hated him. So it's even worse. It's worse, eggs. Because Lao Wenji was like, it's worse. Because Lao Wenji was like, the last words he said to me were, get lost.
Yeah.
The last words he told me were to go away.
Oh.
So it's like, oh
My
God.
poor
But
boy.
he still waited. It hurts, dude. It hurts.
Yeah.
So
and then we
good.
start,
So good.
then it's like 16 years of, like, fucking pining
waiting.
and slow burn.
Well,
Not even slow burn. There's nothing to burn.
Because he's in isolation as well, because he's repenting for his sins. He didn't fucking do anything, but he's repenting for his sins.
Yeah. Because then, yeah, so, like, we get back to modern times and whatever. He's got this new body in the book, and in the show, it's just, like, he takes his place.
It's him, yeah.
And he kind of, like...
Times, though. Yan Li going onto the fucking battlefield like a moron.
Like a fucking idiot.
So bad.
And
Like,
when she's in mourning
family
clothes
moment?
because her husband just died.
Yeah, right? It's one of those, I'm like, okay, I
completely agree.
I can handle her going onto the battlefield and being like, hey, stop fucking doing this, right? Like, that's, like, sure, I guess, right? But then they have this big family fucking reunion in the middle of everything. I'm like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
This makes no sense.
I'm like, there's literally...
Like, I know she was
totally
like...
agree.
She was like, I'm the only one who can save him, whatever.
Right.
But it's like, girl, you have like a newborn child. Think about your child.
Think
first.
of your kid.
Protect yourself.
No. So the moment she showed up, I'm like, well, she's dead. Like, I just immediately, I was like, she's
100%.
dead. It's done.
Well, and then on this one, they also blamed it on another flute, which I was like, who else can play the flute as well as him?
Yeah, they made another fucking flute again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, because Wei Wuxian
He's like,
no
and that's the whole
bomb,
Jin being like, stop this, and he's like, it's not me.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that for the first, like, when you're watching it, not reading the book, you're like, oh my god, who is it? But then when you read the book, you're like, just say it's him. Like, just say it's him.
Yeah.
It's better if he loses control, because then he blames himself, and you're like, yeah that makes sense.
But yeah, I was
I
so
like
mad.
a main character who's allowed to do wrong things, you know?
Yeah.
So.
But they want him to be a little righteous, which I understand.
And
but also,
funny thing, when the Wen clan, when they showed how they all died, right, and where the bodies were afterwards, right, so I was on a major rant with one of my friends that doesn't know anything about the show, but that friend and I, we like will watch something and then end up like on like Snapchat rants, like maxing out the videos of like going off on stuff, and I was like going off on this rant, and then they show the bodies, and I was like, okay, I'm so glad they didn't show the kid's body, because that would have like upset me. So I was like, kid's dead, but he's not up there with all the other ones. I was like, thank God. I'm like, I was not ready to see a child being
not knowing.
Like that.
Yeah. Not knowing, but also
and then it was like, oh, when you find out what happened to him.
In the book, they don't shy away from it. They're like, yeah, they're kids that died.
Yeah.
Like, they don't shy away from it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Sydney asked me too at this point. She was like, "Oh, what happened to the kid?"
Yeah, I was so concerned about the kid. I was like, "Where is he? Please no."
I think I just said we don't know.
Yeah, I assumed he was dead. I just assumed they saved me from seeing the baby being hung.
Yeah.
When my friend was watching it,
when
my friend was watching it, I was like, yeah, he died. Yeah. I just said that he died. I was like, I'm gonna lie to you, like, because it's so much better if you don't know. It's so much better if you don't know.
It is.
Yeah.
Watching it, it's so much better.
Yeah, when you find out what really happened, it was such a moment. It was like, wait.
I've never seen my friend cry that hard. My friend was sobbing for hours. I had to physically like call her and be like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No." It's like it's emotional when you and he figures it out at the same time. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
So good.
And for Wen Ning to be the one to figure it out officially is like, yes.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so
my
good.
baby.
Yeah, because then like
My
in modern
son.
times, you're just introduced to all these like children.
Yeah, you're thrown in.
Like
random
And
kids.
honestly,
The only one.
I think a lot of people. I think like Jin Yi was also kind of thrown in as a red herring because he's very much like Wei Wuxian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, modern times, like, you know, here we are back where we started, kind of, and
30-something
I
episodes
fucking
later.
love. Yeah, I love that.
I love that in the show it starts with them on the bed. I love that. I love how it starts in the show where it's like has it really been that long? Like you see like you understand where Wei Ying is at this moment, coming out of those memories.
Yeah. And I love how in like the book especially like, cause in the show like the jig's up pretty quick, like real quickly. They know it's each other, and it's like whatever. But in the book
it takes
like,
a while in the book. It takes a minute.
Yeah, because like Wei Ying's in a different body, and so he keeps up this facade, even though Lan Zhan's like, I know it's you.
Lan Zhan has
like,
the suspicion.
No, it's
he
not.
only knew because he played the song on the flute, but that's it. Like he had no other way of knowing.
Yeah, and so like in the book, his way to scare off Lan Zhan is to heavily flirt with him. And he's like, I'm gonna make him so
hard
uncomfortable.
sexualized. It's so funny.
And
It's so funny.
fucking London's fucking like receiving it, and he's like,
Please stop.
it just doesn't bother him anymore.
Please
and
stop.
Wei Wuxian's like, what the fuck? Like, what happened?
Wei Wuxian is like, what happened to the original plot of the movie? What happened? I've been gone for 5 minutes. Not really. What happened?
Yeah, it cracks me up so hard, where he just, like, when he realizes that this sexual flirting stuff is not gonna work anymore like it used to, because, like,
Yeah.
London's just, like, into it now, so.
Because Long John has accepted his sexuality.
Yeah. But
He's
in the
gay
show...
now. Or what is it they call it? They call it a cut sleeve?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because,
Which I
so there's this old, like, story of one of the old emperors
Oh,
in
right.
China.
Right.
He, like, had a male lover, and his male lover fell asleep on his sleeve one day, and so instead of, like, waking up his lover, he cuts off his sleeve. And so it's, like, a really beautiful tale. But,
That's
so
cute.
it
I
is, like,
that.
a slang to call gay men, like, a cut sleeve. Because of that.
That's a sweet one, though. I feel like that's cute.
It is
it's not,
cute.
like, offensive or anything.
Yeah,
I
they
think it's
definitely...
adorable. Honestly, I would prefer to be, like, that's so romantic, honestly. Like,
It
it's
is.
adorable.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful, and there is a part in the show where they do, like, have, like, a
They
sleeve.
do that,
Like,
I remember.
They make the gesture as, like, a little...
Yeah. Well, they call it, like, they use it as I love that they use it as, like, a bad thing, where they're like, you damn cut sleeve, and you're like, but that's so cute. Like, why,
I know.
why are you using
I
this
know.
adorable story to refer, like, this is such a cute little story. Like,
When I, like, first read it in the book, I was like, is this a slur? And then I, like, went to
I
the
think they
back
want it to
and,
be,
like,
but
the
it's so
glossary,
isn't.
and that it, like, explains, like, what a cut sleeve
explains
is.
it,
at the-
and you're like, this
yeah,
is so
and I was
cute.
like, oh,
Like, oh.
never mind, we're fine.
I wouldn't mind being called that. Like, I wouldn't mind being called that. Like, I think that's
Right.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
I don't
one of those,
know.
like, sweet things.
Yeah, I don't know if in, like, China today, if that term is considered
means something
derogatory or not.
Yeah,
but,
that I don't know.
So, you know. But that's, like, the history behind
Please
it, I
forgive
guess.
us. We are from the West.
Yeah.
We don't know what that means.
I think it's cute.
I think it's a cute story. I don't know if
The
the word
story
itself
is really sweet.
Sure.
is derogatory,
Right.
but whatever.
Yeah.
sure.
But, yeah. So... Yeah, we kind of, like, I don't know. A lot happens in the modern era. They kind of become, like, ride or die for each other, and they're trying to figure out this whole spirit sword thing, and
This
they,
gets
like,
complicated.
catch up with
like,
old
this whole
friends.
section is pretty complicated.
It's so complicated. Like, I don't want to go into the details, but, like, you know.
It's
I mean-
almost not even necessary how complicated
It's
is.
not necessary, like, at all. Like,
You're
it
just kind
kinda-
of like, okay.
it
Because we don't
loses me
care.
a little
We
bit
don't care. We're
here.
just like, they're together. Then we're happy they're together. And then the rest of it, you're like,
Okay, but my favorite fucking episode of the show, and also, well, scene in the book's like a little different, but okay, it's the same one, but they change it, where fucking Lanjan gets drunk.
Yes. But do you know why he hands him a chicken?
Yes, because
Okay.
that's a
For
dowry.
people who don't
thing.
know, yeah, getting handed a chicken is like one of the things that you do when you're getting married is you hand someone a chicken.
Yeah.
And in the show, they purposely
Chinese
use
culture.
2 male chickens.
Yeah. Here, it's like,
Yeah.
They
And my
they get away with it.
My favorite scene in the book, it's not in the Untamed, but they do put it in the anime, is where
Yes.
I don't
They take
I
it
don't
out
know.
together.
Yeah, the whole like ribbon tying thing, it's a little bondagey. I don't want to spoil too much because it's like
Well,
you
but
know.
we know what the ribbon means.
Yeah, we know what the ribbon means, and he like and all the freaking young cultivators like see this and they're like, what the fuck is going on?
The young
Not-
cultivators going,
Yeah, they're like fucking. Imagine if you're the young cultivators and you see, your freaking Han Guang-jun drunk and using his ribbon to tie up this random man, and you're like, what has happened to him? But
what is happening?
Anyway.
It is. I love it. I love it. It's
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
that's my favorite scene, and I love that they kept it in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I quite cut the censorship for the live action, but
Yeah.
we do get the drunk scene and we do get drunk shenanigans, and I love that. We still get
I
that.
love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this is a problem with the frickin' structure of the show. Now we get the whole arc for the, like, E City with fucking Shu
Oh, wait,
Yang
before
and Song
we hit E
Xiao
City.
Xingchen.
Before we hit E City, really quickly, because
Mm-hmm.
I want you to, Alex, I want you to get to talk about your boy, your other favorite. I want you, yes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the other thing is, Wei Ying sees Lan Zhan's scars,
Oh.
but he also sees the branding mark,
Yes.
which Lao Wenji did not have, and this is something that they got away with.
In the show, yeah.
In the show. In the book, on Wei Wuxian's birthday, I think it's either his birthday or the day he died, I don't remember. Lao Wenji has under his floorboards rows of Emperor Smile. Because he is thinking maybe he'll come back if I have all of this. Which hurts, right? It hurts. So he drank one, and he got really drunk because he can't handle liquor. And he was like, maybe if I feel the same pain that Wei Ying did, he'll come back. Or he'll be with me, he'll stay with me. So he burns it into his chest. He literally,
Like
he
matching.
goes into the matching scar. He goes into the, what's it called? The like forbidden section of their library, digs it out because they confiscated it from her body. Remember how you said she was carrying it around? They found it on her body. That's all that was left. Because Wei Ying was like, that's cute. And then he did it on himself, and his brother found him. By the way, he's still healing from the lashes on his back at this time. And his brother's the one who found him, and that's when his brother really realized how much Lan Zhan loves him and how deep that love is, which is why he's a little bit more accepting of Wei Ying when he comes back. But it's also why he's like, if you break my brother's heart, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
And in the show, they do, like, get away. Like, there is the scene where he's in the, like, pond or whatever.
Yeah, you see
and, like,
it. You see it in the
like,
show.
the whipping stars, and he turns around, and you do see, like, the
And he
brand
turns
mark.
and you see it, and he
Yeah.
asks him, and he doesn't answer.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna
But
say
it's
they
just
never
'cause it's
explained the
but-
branding thing in the.
But if you look it up, but it's
Yeah.
enough for you to be like, I'm curious. And if you were to look it up, you'd see why.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's just enough.
Yeah.
And it's not explained. And I remember having to pause and explain that to my friend the first time we watched it. She was like, why does he have that? I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. They got away with what they could, and they couldn't get away with
Yeah.
more, basically. But yeah. But yeah, it's so crazy. And I also think it's so fucking funny how in the book, when, like, Wei Ying finds the Emperor's Smile under the floorboards, he was
Yeah.
like, huh,
He drinks,
I
like,
knew
all
that
the-
Lan Zhan was secretly drinking this whole time. Like,
Yeah,
you
he was like, I didn't
idiot.
realize you're
Like,
an alcoholic. And then just
like-
starts drinking it. And he's like, what?
the
It's so
point goes
funny.
right over his head. He's just like, yeah, I
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
knew it. And it's like, actually has this, like, whole, like, horrible emotional
Are you kidding
reason
me?
why it's there. And he's just like, yeah, I knew you liked liquor.
If I remember correctly, he also has his ribbon. He has part of his hair ribbon. If I'm
I
also, I might
remember.
be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he also has some of his hair ribbon. I could be totally wrong. It's been a minute since I've read the books.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
I'm
don't
rereading
remember.
them.
And sometimes I get
Yes, they're all
confused
sitting
between the fan fiction I've read and, like, the actual book.
Thank you. I literally switch it all the time. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Because there's some really good fan fiction, y'all. There's some real. We'll talk about that, but there's some
Yeah.
really good fan fiction. There's some real good fan. The fans eat with this fan fiction.
They
Sometimes,
do.
man.
But yeah, to
To Yi City, I'm sorry. I just wanted to get that in before.
no, you're good.
Because I know, because you
I
guys
was
haven't
gonna bring
read
that up
point yet,
earlier.
and I wanted you to know that.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, the problem with the Yi City part at the end here, we're like so close to the end, and personally, I'm just like, get through it, you guys. Whereas
Yeah,
in the book,
it's
it
not-
happens
it's
like
not
kind of
the
in
right
the
place for
beginning.
it. It's
Yeah.
not the right place for it.
When it's in the beginning, I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But like when I'm like 10 episodes from the end, I'm like, I don't give a fuck about
I don't care.
any
I don't
of
care.
you or your
Yeah.
problems. Like,
See,
This was scattered throughout, and it made more sense when it was scattered because you also had parallels between the two, like direct parallels, and you were like, oh, it's almost like a warning.
Yeah.
But then it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't really care because like
Yeah.
we're almost at the end, so can we just move on?
Yeah,
it's in the wrong place.
I just got past this part in the, like, books.
Yeah, it's
and
early.
But even though it's early, because I just recently watched it, I think I was just like really, really struggling to get through it because I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I don't care. Just give
Yeah, I
me
don't care.
more.
Yeah.
Like I want to get to the gay shit.
Yeah.
It's taking so long.
It's definitely one of those like, all right, I'm good. Like it's
Yeah.
important and you need it,
For
but
sure.
also it's also
I
not
also
that
don't care.
important. In the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, you're just
Right.
kind of like, okay. But also
Yeah.
they play a much bigger part in the books than they do in the series. Because in the books, like, they help fight the war, I believe. They join in a little bit, and they're like rogue cultivators, which means they don't get involved in this kind of shit. But they're like, no, we'll break this rule and come and help you because we believe in your cause and we don't want to see anybody else die. But also, you know, they're not as important as the main couple. They're just not as important.
Yeah. So yeah,
I
at
love
this point
them,
I'm
but
like,
over there.
I know, I'm kind of just like, just get through it. Like, we got bigger fish to fry. But
Yeah.
my summary here, I just want to read it because I think it's pretty good.
It's great. I love it.
Wei Wuxian does empathy with a blind girl and learns that Shu Yang is gay
Love
and
her.
evil, Song Lan is gay and kinda dead, Xiao Xingqian is just dead, and Shu Yang dies, Song Lan's free, and then they find Ni Mingzhi's body.
Ni Mingzhi's body. Yeah.
So,
It's a perfect summary of everything that happens.
Honestly.
Thank you.
That's everything. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Zhu Yang, favorite character in the show. I love him.
I know it's your favorite character. That's why I was
That's
like, you
so
have to talk
funny.
about your boy.
I love him so
Yeah.
much. He is chaotically evil. Just for
He's such a
fucks.
sassy brat.
Yeah, he just fucks around because he can. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna.
He's one of those I'm evil because I feel like
yes,
it.
which is my
Yeah.
favorite because honestly, I feel like that's what I would be. I relate to that way more than I should.
I love that.
Yeah, the chaotically evil is the best alignment
It is.
choice
Oh,
for
yeah.
him. Like,
I just love it. I
He's
love.
perfect.
I
He's the definition of chaotic evil.
Yeah.
Like he fit like if you look in the description of what that means, his name should be the number one there.
Yeah.
Like, that is who he is.
Shu Yang.
like because it's one of those. It's so because of that they're always so unpredictable. Like that type of character. And it's like,
Yeah.
there's no like, oh, I want to take over the world. He's just like, no, I just want to fuck around. And I'm like, yes, let's fuck around and find out.
But I also love but I also love his little interaction with Wei Ying where he's just kind of like, so what? Okay.
Yeah.
You want to play?
Yeah.
Like it's like he's bored.
Yeah, no, exactly.
He's bored.
Exactly.
And that's the best part of his character is that he's fucking
Yes.
bored, and I love it.
No.
It's so good. And the actor who plays him is so great.
Mhm.
I don't remember his name, forgive me.
Yeah.
But he's so good at playing the sly, like back and forth, tilting of the head, playful. Even when he's threatening the kids, he's not really threatening the kids. He just wants to play with Wei Ying because he knows that Wei Ying can keep up
Yeah.
with him.
And
And that's why he loves him. It's because he's like, I know that you can fix it. I know that you can play with me.
Mhm.
I know that you can keep up with what I'm doing and that you understand what I'm saying, where these kids don't know
No.
what the hell they're doing. They're kids.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So it's not
Yeah,
about
no,
them. It's about you
fighting
and
the
I.
kids would be
And I
boring
love
for
that.
him. Because he would win in a...
He's
yeah.
bored. Yeah, he's bored.
Yeah.
He knows he could kill them. And he was like, I'll kill you guys with the poison that I have right now.
Yeah.
But he was like, when Wei Wuxian got here, he was like, oh, we're going to have fun now.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
He was like, oh, it's playtime.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because that's...
He's like a little toddler. I love him.
Because from the moment he showed up in, like, the very beginning of the show, I was immediately like, that's it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my favorite. Like, I like...
When Wei Ying frisks him in the beginning, and I was like, oh. I was laughing so hard when Wei Ying frisked him, and Lao Wenji's just like, it's so funny.
He's just like, you don't want me telling all
He
the
literally
cultivation
frisks
world
him.
that
It's so funny.
you're like feeling up a man, and Wei Ying's like, you can tell them, I don't care.
It's Wei Ying gets annoyed with him. Like, Wei Ying
Yeah.
rolls his eyes, and that's when you can tell that Zhu Yang is the best character, because
Yeah.
Wei Ying rolls his eyes.
Yeah.
Like, he's, like, so relevant for, like, 10 minutes in the beginning. And then until, like, now, he's just not relevant to anything for the longest. He's just gone.
He's more relevant in the book.
Yeah.
He's more relevant in the book,
So,
because he's,
Yeah.
like, part of the reason that they get a lot of stuff.
yeah.
That, like, the Wens get a lot. Not the Wens, the
Jins.
Yeah, the Jins get a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Sorry, thank you.
Mhm.
The Jins get a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He's like the reason that they get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's so funny because like I forgot about him for like the longest time, and then like he showed up and has like this whole like side plot that happens, and it's like, oh, I wish I cared about this, but also
him being in love
Yeah.
with it. It's so good. It's so good.
It's so fucked
Because you're also
up,
like,
it's
why
good.
are you in love with
Yeah.
him? It's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my sideshow about that?
For real.
give me
That's
like
what
a
I
movie of
wanted.
like more
Man,
stuff
if
about
I
him.
wanted a side movie, I would have preferred they switch the side movie with instead giving me the time with Lee Min-ju and Hwai-sung in the show versus giving me them in a separate story and then have the Zhu Yang, Zhao Xingchen, like have
As a
that
movie,
be
yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Because I would care more because I'm done with the series. I would care more.
For sure.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, I guess I should probably talk about that. The Lee Min-ju versus Ni Hwai-sung movie. Because that happens within that 16 years.
Yeah.
I'll tell it's quick. It's not long.
Okay.
I'll tell
No
you really
spoilers,
quickly.
because I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it happens right before... I mean, the only big spoiler... Well, you already know that Lee Min-ju dies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we
Yeah.
find his body. Like, you know what happens.
Oh, is
you,
that
you
how the
know,
movie
You know what
ends?
happens. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay.
It starts with the funeral. We have a flashback to the last time they were like brotherly and together. They go and they have an adventure. I won't say that the adventure is, but you get to see the chemistry. You get to see the chemistry of them as brothers, and that's really what the film is about.
Okay.
Just seeing like who they are as people, and like Minju realizing that his brother is more than just an idiot. It's like, oh, he's smart. I see that. I care. And it's like, that's when you realize that they both love each other in a very specific and different way, but they're brothers and they care about each other. That's the whole point of the movie. But then it ends with Hwai-sung at the funeral. It's my favorite shot ever of him, and he's holding his hands like up in that bowing motion, and he's in his white robes, and Meng Yao is behind him giving his condolences, and he knows that Meng Yao did it. And he just looks up at the camera in this like perfect, he's angry, and I'm like, that's the moment right there. Because it's him realize the whole film is, I'm gonna get revenge for my brother because I love him. That's the whole point. That's the whole film. It's, I'm gonna get revenge because I love my brother and I know what you did, and I don't care how I do it, but god damn it, I'm gonna kill you. And
I love it.
that's the whole movie.
Nice.
It's just
Okay.
him having that moment of realization. Like in reality, all of that is a memory, so technically the whole movie is like 5 minutes, but the movie itself is actually like an hour 30, right? But it's like it's perfect for that, because it's
It
like you
sounds
get
great.
you get to see the motivation and the anger before you actually understand it in the series. So I love that. It's great.
Love the movie night.
It's so good. The other one is like post, and it's just Shizui and Wenning going on an adventure.
Cute.
Post
Yeah.
the Wen's going
That
on an
sounds so
adventure,
cute.
and it's really sweet. It's cute and sweet, and the CGI and the fight scenes are amazing.
Oh,
You can tell it was like, oh,
I
they got a
wouldn't
budget.
expect
Oh,
that.
nice.
But
Oh,
great.
they got a budget. No, they got a budget. They got a budget.
Okay.
Perfect.
Slay.
They're
I
like
can't
decent,
wait.
and you're like, oh, budget. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah. Well, I guess like in the home stretch here, we kind of have like where everyone's at Carp Tower, and I love his little paperways where he just like,
They're so cute.
they're so
love
freaking
that.
cute.
They're
And I love how they
exactly-
kind of,
They're so pretty.
they play around with like the paperway, like, you know, touching the headband and stuff, because like, you know, that's another
he
way
plays with the forehead ribbon. I was like,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
they get around that censorship. But yeah, through this little like paperway adventure, they kind of discover all this nasty stuff about Meng Yao, who's now Guang Yao, because he's in charge, and like, you know, they find all the shit, and
That
then they,
whole
like, go
thing with the sister, I was like, I remember watching it for the first time being like,
yeah,
I remember watching it for the first time watching it like it was a soap opera. I was like, are we kidding?
Yeah.
I was like, this is Love Island.
it
Like,
gets
that's what I was
so
like.
soapy.
It's his sister? What the fuck? Like,
Dude.
yeah.
The random fucking incest. I'm like, I guess.
Out
Why
of
There's
no-
not?
it came
always
out of
gotta
nowhere,
be
too. Like, you would
incest.
there was no indication of it. Even in the book, there's no like heads up. They're just kind of like, yeah, it's his sister, and you're like, huh?
Yeah, and so like this is kind of where like everyone finds out that like Wei Wuxian's back, although half of them
Alive,
already knew. But this is also like where
one of the best scenes.
This is one of the best scenes. This is where like Wang Ji like publicly stands with him in front of everyone for like the first time, like when they're on the stairs, and Wei Wuxian is still just like, hey, like I made him do it, like don't worry guys, and like Wang Ji's like, no, he didn't, like I'm with him.
I chose,
and it feels so good.
Well, but you also, I love that he keeps like Wei Wuxian keeps going like, it's, you know, you don't have to do this. You don't have to, like, I will take the blame. You don't have to do this. And that's when you see Lao Wenji go, like, oh, you've just taken the blame for everything your whole life.
Yeah.
You know I can be there, too, right? And it's like, oh.
It feels like a redo of what he regrets not doing when Wei Wuxian, like, goes to, like, the burial mounds for the first time. Like,
Right.
Like, when he stepped aside, it feels kind of like a redo of that, of, like, well, what if I stood with him instead? Like, what would, you know.
Yeah. If I stood with him, what would happen?
Yeah. So that's a great scene. Jinling freaking stabs, like, Wei Ying, which is, like, it's kind of crazy, but, like, you see, like, because this is really the only person who's, like, shocked by this is Jinling, who grew up his life fucking hating, like, Wei Wuxian, and then, but
he was
like,
raised to.
Yeah, hates him, but then, like, this guy that, like, what's his name? Mo Xuanyu? I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy that Wuxian is pretending to be. But you see that he, like, has, like, a fondness for this guy, and they develop their own relationship, and so he's very conflicted about what he's heard about Wei Wuxian and what he has done to kind of, like, kill both his parents slightly. Yeah. And this guy who he has, like, learned to kind of respect, and you know, and so he stabs him, but you can tell he's just
you can see that he feels guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I will say, and that's just, out of all the acting, I felt like his was the weakest, and that's just because the acting from everybody else is so strong that his, in comparison, just looks really weak. So you kind of have, I remember watching that scene and being like, he looks like he's constipated.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It never really bothered me, I guess, but
it didn't bother me that much, but, like, now looking back at it, I can be like, But, like, first time watching it, I was like, I'm invested. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and this is when, like, now they're kind of, like, runaways, and so, you know, they're on the run, but, like, Lan Shichen.
But they go back to
both of them, like.
Yeah, I was like, but they go back to the burial mounds. Not the burial mounds, the cloud recess.
Yeah. Yeah, they recover there for a bit, and then they go to the burial mounds, because, like, everyone's going there, because there's, like, new puppets, and, you know, all the disciples are there, and this is when they kind of start talking and figuring things out, and they kind of pin it on Sushi, who sucks and is just annoying.
Sorry, I hate him.
Yeah.
I hate him. I hate him a lot.
Yeah, like, thank God.
You wanted a good villain. He's so annoying, and he's such a piece of trash. Oh my god. Because he's also the reason that all this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, he's the reason. His little temper tantrum, because Lao Wenji is better than him, is the reason that everything fucking happened. He's such a detestable piece of shit.
Yeah.
I hate him so much.
No, I have no sympathy for him, so.
None.
Yeah. And
any
so
day
now,
of the week, put me in front of him, I'll punch him. Any day of the week.
Yeah. Like, and this is also the turning point, kind of, where, like, now, for the first time in decades, like, Wei Wuxian is kind of in
publicly
a better light. Like, people kind of, they, like, tolerate him,
but
though.
it's the youngins that like him. It's
Yeah.
the babies that like him.
Mostly, yeah. And so he is, like, allowed back to Lotus Pier, even though, like, you know, Zhang Chen's not super happy about it, and that's when we learn about, like, the incest and shit, and, like, and they also, like, get married. Which is, like,
we're gonna bow 3 times in front of our elders. Yeah, that's marriage right there.
Yeah, so that's the thing, like, in the novel, and then in the show, it's, like, not.
It's hinted.
It's hinted at, which
Just
is one of the
hint.
reasons why, like, so when they're at the family altar bowing, that's, like, a marriage right thing. And
No,
that's
you're supposed
one
to
of the
bow, but they
reasons-
bowed 3 times, and it's 3 times that's the bow. That's the marriage one.
Yeah.
Explained it as it's only supposed to be 2, right? Yeah.
You're only supposed to bow twice.
As like the atonement or whatever it was that they were supposed to be doing.
But they bowed 3
Yeah.
times, and everybody went, "Up there it is."
Huh. I totally missed that.
Yeah. Well,
If
unless
you don't know,
No.
If you
you'll
don't know
never
Chinese-
know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
customs.
Right.
I read about it
Yeah.
afterwards. I didn't catch it otherwise. So
Okay.
yeah.
Nobody did. I didn't
Interesting.
catch it.
No.
I only read about it afterwards. A lot of
Wow.
people, a lot of people didn't catch it until you realize it, and you're like, "Oh, that's why."
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why like Jung Chung's so
It's a subtle
upset
one.
because he's like, "How dare you come and ask like my family for like these blessings?"
Yeah.
That's why I was
Well,
so
I
confused
will
on why he
say-
was pissed, but okay.
Yeah, because it's that, but it's also how dare you come and like waltz around. I think he also in the they also kind of played it off by also being like, did you show him any of like the secret places in Lotus Pier? Did you like what was the other one where it's like, did you come to beg them for forgiveness because you didn't like protect us? Like a bunch of other stuff where it's like they took you in and you didn't do anything and then you betrayed us. Like a lot of that where he was just like getting out his anger. So they kind of hid it, but also yes, a lot of it was like, you're not at like, how dare you ask my parents for this blessing?
Yeah.
It's both of it. Yeah, it's
I
both
see.
sides of it.
And that's when we find out about like the truth about his golden core,
Ugh.
which is like shocked me.
Ugh.
Didn't pick up on that. Like,
Oh, it's yeah. If you don't know,
Mhm.
there's no way.
Yeah. Around the same time too is also when we
No,
find
it
out
was,
about.
I mean, weeping. I remember weeping.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god, this is so bad.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Because then you just piece it all together, and you're like, how did I not see it? It's so good.
Yeah, and it's also kind of when we find out about like, I never know how to say his name. Shisui.
Lan Shizui.
Yeah, Shisui. We find out about like, we learn who.
Yeah, that's
he
right
is.
Yeah.
before. That's when they're on the boat to
Mm.
Burial Mountains. Yeah,
Right.
not Burial Mountains. Lotus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That made me
that
fucking
whole
cry.
moment is one of that I've never. My best friend weeped for like 20 minutes. I was like, "Are you okay?" She's
Yeah.
like, "No."
I was so happy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why you just have to tell people that he's dead.
Yeah.
Like you just have to say no. We don't know what happened or he's dead. Like you just can't. You can't because it's so good when you figure it out.
Yeah.
Once you say it, you're like, there it is. It's so perfect.
Yeah. Wenning having
fact that
family
it's
left.
Wenning who
is-
does
oh,
it. Well, the fact that it's Wen Ning who figures it out before Wei Wuxian,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
before anybody.
Wei
he
Wuxian
figures it
doesn't
out.
figure anything out ever.
No.
Wei Wuxian's an idiot.
Yeah.
Before, I'll say
That's
that with
my
my full
idiot.
chest. Wei Wuxian's an idiot. Before anybody else, Wen Ning, it's his family. That's his blood. That's the last of his blood. So for him to go, oh my god, that's my cousin. That's my nephew. That's my son. Like that's my kid. For him to have that moment of realization is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then for him to confront Lao Wenji about it, and for Lao Wenji to be like, please don't tell him yet. I want him to figure it out. But also, I'm glad, like, you are free to visit him whenever you want to. Like, you absolutely, like, I want, for him to be so accepting and being like, yes, he is your family. You deserve to have a relationship with him. He is your blood. Like, please come and see him. He would love that. Like, that makes me, I remember watching that and being like, thank God
Yeah.
Wanji is a good person. I was like,
Yeah.
thank God he's smart enough.
It's so sweet that like up until now, like Shisui is like one of the only people to treat Wenning with like respect and like as
Yes.
like a person. Like that's been kind of like a running thing where he's like one of the only people who treats him like a person and like, you know, like this is why kind of thing. Like it's so good.
It's that like familial something.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, oh my god. And his temperament is very similar to Wenning as well.
Yes.
To a point. It's also, he can also be a little bit more like Quing when he wants to be.
Yeah.
But you can also see that, like, that love.
Yeah.
And it's really special.
Yeah. So yeah, those
That's
two
the best.
reveals
That's one of my favorite
back
scenes
to back, fucking.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
In the same
over the
episode.
head.
Crazy work.
In the same
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm dealing with one, and now you're making me deal with another. So you're crying at both ends of the episode. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I have a migraine.
I know.
I had a migraine. I had to stop after those episodes because I was crying so hard. I physically had to. I had to like go. I was like, I'm going to bed. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I remember crying so hard.
Yeah, because then after this,
And then
it's
imagine
basically
having
just-
nothing. You
Yeah.
had nothing after those.
And then we go to the freaking temple.
You have the
or
temple.
whatever. And then everyone's just fighting a bunch and
Well,
basically
here's the thing
Guanyo
with the temple.
loses an arm and
Fucker. Deserves it.
yeah. Dude, this man
So
he's
funny.
Like,
I laughed so hard when it came off. I was like, yeah, good for you, brother.
thank
I was
God.
like, yeah.
Just kill him already and finally
It's
like,
my favorite
Shi-chan
scene.
does
It's my
it.
favorite thing that Wei Ying has ever said, which is, can we just fight, please?
Yeah.
I laughed so hard. I laughed for an hour when I saw it. I was like, that's the perfect line for this situation. Can we
Yeah.
please just fight? Like,
Yeah,
can we
everyone's just like
fight? I don't
yapping
care.
for like 3
Yeah.
fucking episodes.
Yeah,
And-
it just
Well-
drags.
Yeah, I think that's where I was
So
in the
here's-
DMs go with Chy going, why will he not stop yapping? I do not give a fuck anymore.
Yes. Yes. Well, but here's the other thing that they kind of left out was in the right before the temple, and I kind of mentioned it earlier when Wei Ying had like the thing around his neck and Meng Yao was like, or Guang Yao was like threatening him. The reason, so Lao Wenji seals his powers, which is like that's first of all that's a really big deal. Second of all, in that scene in the book, they have like a whole confession. Like he says, "I love you." Like that's the big confession scene. All these people around, and they're literally confessing how much they've loved each other for how long they've waited for each other. They're confessing
Just-
like everything, and it's
Yeah.
and
Everyone's
literally
just fucking
was
there.
like, Meng Yao was like, "Can I kill him now? Like I'm gonna kill you now." It's so funny. I love it. That's a great section. And then they all get barricaded inside. But the hottest thing ever is when you realize that he's always been able to control it without the flute. He's always been able to do it. He's like, you think I don't have that power still? I can do it. I just choose not to. He's like, I just choose not to. This is called fuck around, find out. Like, that's one of those things where he's like, I don't care. I don't care.
A lot of people find out, so.
Oh yeah.
The whole
Well, and
fight
then,
during the temple
I mean-
scene, I was so worried that they were gonna just kill off a
great.
ton of characters. I was like, I was like, who's gonna die? Which
It's stressful.
Alex was so
It's
worried.
I was
I
so
know, I
I was
stressed.
so scared the whole time. The whole time I was like, please don't kill them. Please don't kill them. Please
Yeah.
don't kill them.
Yeah. Most of
But
it's
also,
just like wraping up like loose ends, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish that Lao Wenji's older brother, whose name I'm forgetting. Oh my
Shi-chan?
god. Shi-chan, thank you. And Guan Yao, I wish that they had talked a little bit more about that relationship.
because they were weirdly
are in
close.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are in the books. It is implied that they are in love.
You should have better
Very
taste than that.
heavily, it is implied that they are in love.
I,
Well, originally it was the Ni brother. It was Minji.
Yeah.
Originally, that's who him and Meng Yao had a thing, and then when he betrayed them, he was like, "Well, I don't trust you.
Right.
I never." And that's why Meng Yao killed him, because he knew that he still couldn't trust him, and that the first person he would suspect of being the betrayer was Meng Yao. So that's why he killed him, because he knew that was. But, I mean, it's that moment of like when he's grabbing him by the shirt, he's like, "Did you do it?" Is like, oh boy, oh boy. But yes, he should have better taste than that.
Yeah.
I completely and totally agree. He should have.
I'm not
better
gonna
taste
lie.
than
I hated that character
that.
from the
'Cause he's a fine
beginning.
man.
So, like, I felt no pity for him ever. I was like, I need him to die. Like, I need him to, like, I was.
Well, and then they tried to like make us have pity for him, and he's
No.
like, he's the son of a whore, and I'm like, okay.
No. But even in the
And-
beginning, when you didn't know anything, I was like, bad vibes. Do not like this one. Don't know anything about
Yeah,
him.
no,
Don't like him.
100%.
Well, the whole how he killed the head Jin,
Yeah.
how he killed the head Jin is so drawn out in the book. Like they tell you that he dies having sex. Like they tell you and they
Oh,
show it.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, here's all these, and it's like, and it's drawn out for like days.
Yeah,
and you're
I,
like,
Yeah.
I totally
"Alright,
forgot
we're,
about
we're
that.
good.
Yeah.
I get it. We're good. Huh. Let's move on. Oh boy,
We'll be skipping those chapters.
Here's,
I don't
this is
need to
pain.
know.
This is pain. It's not that many chapters, but it's still a good chunk of a chapter, and you're like, that's a lot.
What a wrap.
It's
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
When this all ends, I'm like, thank fucking God.
Yeah. When it's very much the can we just get to killing each other
Yeah.
already? It's very much that.
I applaud
Like,
Hwai-sung.
him saying
Thank
that,
you for
I
your
was like, yeah.
service.
Thank you, Hwai-sung, for that's why he's my baby. That's why he's my favorite.
Yeah, Hwai-sung freaking carries, so thank you.
Well,
Now
and
it finally ends.
The one thing that I was mad about was him kind of admitting that he lied. Because in the book, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
In the book, he never says, oh, I don't know. He never says that. In the book, he's like, yes, I saw it. In the book, it's, I don't know if you guys will get this reference. Yes, he deserves to die, and I hope he burns in hell. Which is a reference to a movie. But that is very much what Hwai-sung is like. Yes, I saw it, and I don't care that you killed him. Yes, he did, and I don't give a shit. And it's like, and that's when you have that, like, he doesn't feel guilt for that. And that's when I think everybody in that moment realizes, oh, he's a threat.
Yeah, because, I mean, before then, we know him to be just, like, I don't know, unsure of everything.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's so sure
also,
in that moment is, like,
but also,
kind of, like, a red flag.
But also,
you
you're
know?
like, why is he here? There's no reason for him to be here. Why is he here? It's just really good.
Yeah, he's just there.
And the whole end of the show... The whole end with him, which is my favorite part of the whole show, because it's literally Hang Eun-jun, who is now the head of all of the cultivation world, asking Hwai-sung, who basically handed him the role on a platter, why he didn't take it for himself, because he could have. Because Hwai-sung absolutely could have had the head role if he wanted to. And they even say that. I think Wei Ying, like, asks him, why didn't you just take the head when you had it? And he was like, because I didn't do it for that. I did it for my brother, and my brother never wanted to be head, and that's not what I want either. I did it for my brother, and I did it for my best friend, which is Wei Ying. He knew that Wei Ying was wronged, so he did it for him, but he also did it for his brother because his brother was murdered by this person, by this asshole. And he's like, I am gonna get revenge no matter what. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it by also saving and redeeming my friend in the process. So his plan is so long-winded. And then if you go back to that first episode, you see him with the fan. You see him there. There's a little shadow box, and he turns and nods, and they're like teaching the younglings about Wei Ying, and he's like, Wei Ying was a bad guy, and then like you see the fan go out, and then it says Wei Ying was a good guy, and it's like, oh. He's influencing the education too. It's all there. He's a little trickster, and he knows everything that's happening. And he's so good. I love him. I love him very much. That's why he's a favorite.
Yeah.
Because he's so smart.
Yeah, I guess this is the final twist in the show is how involved Hwai-sung was.
That's like the big twist, that he's behind it all. But even then, it's not evilly intentioned, which I think is kind of another twist.
He's the shadow
leader.
Which
is like, oh, you think he's gonna be evil, and it's like he's not. He just wanted revenge for his brother because he loved his brother. Which is why I think that movie should have been included. Just saying. I think that movie is mandatory watching.
Yeah, I will watch that.
It's good.
Yeah, and like basically after this, the characters kind of go their own ways, and I love that when Ning and Shise decide to travel together. It cracks me up how like Wei Ying and London, they start to walk away, and then like those two follow them, and they're just like,
they get pulled in
like,
by the child. He's like, what does this kid want? And I love that he's like, what does this kid want? I don't want to see him again. Like, he's like, fuck these kids. And then he realizes it's his son, and he's like, I'm so sorry. It's perfect.
Yeah. They go, it's cute that they decide to go, like, you know.
Yeah, on their own.
Together, and...
That's why it was, the movie was coming out when I finished the series.
Yeah, and then the end of, like, the show is
or they
kinda
announced
like,
it, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of make it seem like they part ways, but then they, like, reunite after, like, 2 minutes, and it's,
so
again,
the theory was always, like, the reflection of Lao Wenji is in his eyes. Like, you can see the reflection of him in a different outfit in his eyes, because that's also why Wei Ying is wearing a different outfit, and, like, they get reunited, and... it's all open-ended or whatever. In the end, they, like, if you want a spoiler for the book, after Lan Shizui walks away, they go and they have sex in a bush. I'm so fucking serious.
That is
so they
how
go
it
have
ends,
sex in
yeah.
a bush. I'm so serious.
What the fuck?
So they're like, how do we
Like-
end the Untamed? That isn't
I'll
that.
pull it up right now. Like, they straight up go have sex in a bush. It's so funny. I remember reading that and being like, what the fuck? Like,
And
actually,
it's legit the end of the book series.
yeah.
Except for the extras. But...
I love that for them, actually.
Yeah. I think it might actually be, like, the last thing of the book. Hold
I
on.
think it is.
Fuck yeah. Good for them.
Yeah, the last chapter is called Wang San.
Oh.
That's what the last chapter is called. And it's literally, oh no, it is 3 months later.
Oh.
So they have sex in a bush, and Wei Ying says every day means every day, so it means that they're gonna have sex every day. That's like
That's
the
a
big.
big
You'll
quote.
see that
You'll
quote.
see
You'll
that.
see that quote every day means every day. And then it's like 3 months later, and like they're fighting and like they're just like living their lives as cultivators. And then at the very end, it's Wei Ying figures out he tells him the name of the song.
Oh, yeah.
That's the very
okay.
end of the book.
So they kind of go with that, yeah.
Yeah, just like before, Wei Wuxian calls his name again with a grin, and he looked over as well. From then on, he could never move his eyes away again. That's the end of the book.
Show ends on that. It's
Yeah.
out of context,
In
but
a
yeah.
way, out of context,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You just skip the bush part.
Yeah.
they skip the bush, and they
Darn.
skip that that it's 3 months later, and they're still like together and going and doing things, and yeah.
Yeah. I will
And
say,
that's
so
the
when they
Untamed.
split, I sobbed. I was like, how dare you?
Oh yeah.
I was so
I
upset.
know.
I was crying so
I
hard.
was too.
Yeah, I remember watching that for the first time and being like, I'm so upset right now. And then that's when I made the decision to go read the books, because I was like, they're not splitting up in the books. And don't worry, they didn't.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they don't split.
Even in the show, it's like barely.
Yeah,
you
he
know.
just gets like up
Yeah,
the hill, and
it's 2 seconds.
yeah.
The camera pans upwards, and then they're together, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh.
But
okay.
after they split, I had to
You're
pause
like, oh.
because I was crying so hard I couldn't read subtitles anymore. So
I
so
know.
that like 2 seconds was like 30 minutes for me.
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
it's a lot.
I was not.
Yeah, in my
happy
head, I was
for-
like, there's no way they split up. Like, that's not
Yeah.
happening. So.
I've watched so many
Yeah.
shows now that have like endings where like stuff like that happens, and I was like, oh okay, that's what we're doing today. Great.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right.
and then the ending happened, and I think
You
that's
get so many fake outs.
yeah. And I think I had to like send
You
it.
get the fake out. I mean,
I had to like DM
I
Chy
get- this is
afterwards and be
kinda-
like, was that them together? Who was talking?
Yeah, don't worry.
well, I joke that this is the ultimate version of kill your gaze, or bury your gaze. Excuse me. I joke that this is the
Yeah.
ultimate version of bury your gaze. They literally do it in Burial Mountains.
They do. I love the fan fiction thing, the tag where it's like, no beta, we die like. And then it's always Wei Wuxian.
Wei Wuxian.
Mm.
Yeah.
Always. It's Wei Wuxian or Meng Yao or one of them.
Hmm.
Speaking of fan fiction,
My favorite. I have one to recommend. Oh. No. I can't find it. Oh, it's this one.
Oh, no.
Love in Fire and Blood. That's my favorite. If anyone wants a fanfic rec, that's mine. That's one of the more
I think
popular
mine-
ones, but.
yeah. I fell off of it, but I like the opening of it a lot. Is Misunderstood. That's a really good one. Like the opening part of it, where like it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a fix it because it's not really, but it's like learning about, like the cultivation world, learning about what actually happened, and then
yeah.
feeling super guilty. And it's like, I love this.
Yeah.
This feels good. This feels good. I love a good revenge plot. I love it. But the story of fan fiction within the Untamed Greymaster Demonic Cultivation fandom is a long and complicated one. But I'll give you 2 stories. One of which is that this fandom is how AO3 got banned in China.
Yeah.
We are the reason that it is banned in China.
So sad. This is
yeah.
like
Because
I
people-
remember this
yeah.
happening too, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
I remember. But it's we are also the reason that the actors are no longer allowed to be seen together.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
Oh, speaking of
sad.
Which hurts. It hurts a lot.
That hiatus is coming to an end, though. I think it comes to an end this year, so I'm hopeful that maybe we'll see them as friends again and see them talking to each other or something. That would be nice. But it's infuriating, and for more context on that, the fandom got so into shipping the real life people that it was kind of overshadowing some of the big or corporate Chinese news, and so China was like, hey, all right, we got to get rid of this, guys. You're not listening to us, so it's time to go away now. And then Zhao Shan and Wang Yibo had to, like, people kept, again, kind of harassing them, and they became the most popular people in the world, and it became like, all right, separate. Like, we can't have each in the same room. Because people were also kept trying to get them together and trying to, and then the other thing that happened was this fandom is also the reason that AO3 now has a tag limit.
Sexy Times
There is a
Wang
fan
Xian.
fiction. There is a fan fiction called Sexy Times with Wang Xian that is the most famous fan fiction on AO3, if I do say so myself. I have read this fan fiction.
Is it
I read
so
it
long?
It's 99,000 chapters. I have not read the whole thing. I read, I think I read like 15 or so, and then I was like, this is too much. At the time of reading it, it was not that long. Because it started, because I started when it only had 20 chapters. And when it only had, I think, maybe 50 tags. It was a little tiny fan fiction that was really popular, and that everybody was like, hey, you should go read this. And because it was one of the only big fan fictions. And I was like, yeah, I'll read it. It ended up becoming something that nobody thought it would ever become. Which is hell on earth of, I think, what was the maximum amount of tags it had?
4,400.
4,400 tags. From fandoms that it never talked about. Fandoms that it had no connection with. It just tagged everything and everyone, and it started showing up at the top because it would get, like, reposts. Because people liked it. And originally, when it was 20 chapters, it was great. And it became a monster. And so many people complained to AO3 on Twitter that it is the reason that we now have tag limits on fanfictions.
So good.
And I can tell you that it should not have been the tags. That should not have been the fanfiction that started that.
Yeah, some of the tags, like, I there's a generator.
So, like, Pokemon. Yeah, there's a generator. Absolutely.
Yeah. One is references to Lion King, 1994, and the other one is Soft Hong Jisoo Joshua from 17. Like,
ATEEZ is on there.
Always
A
at the
bunch
same
of
time.
everybody's on
all
there.
the K-pop's on there, like
Literally every tag you can think of. Remember the House MD tag? It's because of that one. It's because of that.
Like, I remember
started
AO3 going down because they had to fix this, and I remember being like, why the fuck's AO3
It went down for,
and, like
a
this
whole
is
day.
why. Yeah.
And the whole fandom apologized to everybody on Twitter. We were like, we are so sorry. And everybody was like, no, it's not your fault. It's the author.
Yeah.
But I love that, like, the whole fandom was like, we just liked our little thing. Please don't yell at us. And everybody was like, no, y'all are precious. Y'all are fine. Don't worry about it. Like, I love that the whole AO3 community was like, we're not yelling at you. We're yelling at that one.
There you go.
We're yelling at you, that author specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And that became, like, the joke now that's kind of, like, been in the fandom. And I wanted to give that to you fresh, Alex. I'm sad that you saw that before the podcast. That's what I wanted you to know that
The
story.
lore is so funny.
Oh my god, it's insane. The lore outside of the Untamed, I feel like, is sometimes just as good as some of the lore in the Untamed.
Yeah, it has,
But I mean,
like,
it's just chaos.
I'm on like the Wayback Machine looking at archives
Oh, yeah.
of it, and you can just see it grow in tags and in words.
Yeah.
Like right now, it's like
Yeah.
well over 1 million words. You know, it's crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Which
It
it's like
it became
2,000
like you couldn't go,
pages.
like, even if you went to the next page, it was still going. Like, it was pages long. And the website couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
and like nobody could say, and then people started putting in like, I think there was a tag that was like, that people started putting in the things that was like, not this fan fiction, and then they took that tag and put it in their fan fiction because they were mad that somebody did that.
Well, is there anything else we want to say about the Untamed? I'm sure there's a lot, but
Go for it.
This was, so we always call shows like this like bromance, right? When it's right. Someone's made
Yeah,
a
you
point
can't
of
see
saying this is censored BL and not a bromance, and I was like, that makes so
Yes.
much more sense to me, and I love calling it that way because it's one of those I'm like, okay, because there's so much like the little subtle things that you probably don't catch first watch until you start to like think things through, like the three bows type of a thing where it's like, yeah, okay, and I was watching the behind the scenes of something, and it was the director was like telling them to like bite their own lips to make it look like red and like puffy,
So
like
make
they've
it
been
look like
kissing.
they kissed.
So, which I didn't catch watching at all, but I'm like, the fact that they are even like
Yeah.
doing that, I'm like, see, yes,
Yeah, China.
yeah, that's
okay. Sorry,
Go ahead.
I had an okay. I might have said this before, but Thai version, I need Yin War to be the leads. They're the only ones
Oh,
who can do it.
yeah.
that I know of.
Ooh. I'd allow that, absolutely.
yeah.
Right, because you
That'd
have
be
the
good.
like the
I
one
like
like
that.
stoic, quieter one,
Yeah.
and then you have like
The loud one.
like War, like in Jack and Joker, his character is also very mischievous and like silly and like morally gray, and I'm like,
they
yeah,
fit,
I can
they fit
see
the
it.
vibe, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing is I need
That's who I would
GMM
cast.
not to do it. Right?
No, they
it's-
can't. They can't handle this.
No, it's far too like.
They can't.
No. No.
Who did Kin Porsche?
BOC, Beyond Cloud.
Beyond Cloud.
I'd rather them do it.
I think as a
Yeah,
studio,
except they don't really understand how plot works.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's true.
as a studio, I don't
I was
think they
about
have
to say,
the actors
in terms
for
of,
it.
That's true. Yeah. I just think that they can handle it because they got away with it and they started to understand how to do it with Vegas and Pete.
Yes.
But then they threw it away. But it's fine. You know, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down to see like a remake. I definitely wouldn't get my hopes up that it would be like, because I'm so attached to this
Yeah.
one. It's like, you know, whatever. But I would love to see like a non-censored version. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm here.
I
for
mean,
it,
I'd
you
love
know?
to see.
I would
I'd
watch
love
it.
to see a non-censored. I'd love to see a non-censored version of the Untamed, but we will never get that, and we'll never get that because this version is too good.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
the acting is too good. They hit all the notes. They got all like because they would try and make it into 2 seasons, and I'd be like, the second season's gonna be terrible. It's just gonna be bad. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do this. The second season's just gonna be bad.
And the thing
'Cause
is, in
it
my
always is.
mind, this isn't like this. Like this is a
This is
BL
one
in
season
my
to me.
mind. Like it's just.
Yeah.
It is like fully gay enough.
It's a soft one. It's one of those like very tame ones where you don't see anything. Maybe they hold hands. Like that's what it is for me.
Yeah, like to me, like I get so much from it, and then I have the fan fiction, and I'm like, you know, I'm set. Like, I'm happy. So.
But like also all the actors on set, they all knew. They all were aware.
There are definitely some behind the scenes clips where
Everybody
they
knew.
are like joking about it too, and it's like, you know, you read the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I know
yeah.
you read
Well,
the
also
book.
I'm pretty sure there is like footage somewhere. I don't know who has it, but like one of the producers or one of the directors talked about how they did film them kissing. Like they did film it, but
Did they?
it's just not anywhere.
Oh. It's
I don't
news
know.
to me.
I don't know where. I feel like that's one of those like rumors that went around
yeah,
for a
yeah.
while. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it's one of those rumors that went around that a lot of people were like,
I kind
Oh,
of doubt
they
it,
have
but
it.
well, on that, should we wrap it up?
It's in our usual spots on Instagram and TikTok at bl.in.the.air. Twitter is blintheair. Of course, we're also on Discord. You can find the links to that and everything else on the link tree. And of course, we're streaming video on YouTube, Spotify, and audio pretty much everywhere. So, welcome to season 3. and
Yay!
and
"Yay!"
thanks for joining us, guys. And we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thank you for having us and letting us talk a lot.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
We could do. I feel like I need like a second Untamed episode just to talk about not the show, but like just the other shit, you know.
Yeah.
the fandom around it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't want to make you guys sit here for 4 hours.
I mean, that's what we do anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.